Hey everybody, we are live. I'm David. This is High Shelf Gaming. Yeah, Giagos, we have a full pack tonight. We are super excited. We have everybody here. This is all 5 members of the Werewolf pack, so it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a big day. Um, so real quick, everybody on High Shelf Gaming, we of course are playing Werewolf the Apocalypse tonight. This is the first role-playing game I ever played growing up. And so this is my like nostalgic look back at the thing that I spent my high school years doing. And yeah, and I've cajoled these 5 people into being part of my childhood look back, and I appreciate all 5 of you for being here. Um, to talk about our week here at High Shelf Gaming, we just did an episode with John the Wise, a live stream that's going to go live tomorrow on YouTube. We call it From the Scream Sheets, talking all about Cyberpunk Red, which just came out. And also, we've got a bunch of actual play episodes going live on YouTube. I think like the last 3 Cyberpunk episodes are going live. And just to threaten all of you, I have like 34 episodes of Blades in the Dark waiting to drop. So they're all in the backlog, and we've been like going through adding thumbnails and trimming them up and getting them ready. And I don't know how I'm going to do it. Like if I'm going to do like one a day or all 30 in one day. I I don't know, but it'll
It's a
happen.
December full of Blades.
That would be great. Like
Blades once a day.
like every day. It's like, oh, it's like a what is the advent calendar but for Blades?
Yes.
And it goes extra days. I'm into
And then
this.
the New Year is just
Right, yeah, it just keeps coming. It just gets more violent. Yeah. So yeah, I have all of those episodes. I have to figure out kind of when to release them and how to release them, but they're going to come out at some point. Let's see here. After today, tomorrow we're playing Blades in the Dark. Tacking another episode onto that list. As we get kind of nearish, I think we know kind of what the end game is going to look like now, where all the final pieces are coming into play, and it's really exciting on the Blades in the Dark campaign. And then Saturday is Cyberpunk Red again. So those are all of our things. Those are all of our evening games that we're going to get up to and play. And more stuff coming, right? We're always working. We're always coming up with new projects. So once I get a little bit closer on those, I'll start talking about them in greater detail. Last thing to mention, we are really close with a couple of crews nowadays. Tonight, I want to talk about Jabroni TV, which, Cyberwolf, you're like a founding member, right? You're like OG Jabron.
I'm there, yeah.
So humble. So humble. So Cyberwolf is part of that scene, and Ethan, who plays in our games, was also part of that scene, and kind of through that introduction, Katrina and myself and the rest of the High Shelf Gaming crew, we've gotten a lot closer to the Jabroni TV folks. They have a really great YouTube channel that's going live or is live now, and they're super close to 100 subscribers. So, Katrina, do you happen to have their link handy? Can you toss that in the chat? Everybody who's watching, please give them a subscribe. Would love to get them over 100. They're just a fantastic bunch of folk. And they play video games, and they talk about lore, and they do all kinds of fun stuff on Twitch. Just a great, fantastic community.
And right now on the YouTube, the series that's currently going up is a whole bunch of the jabronis playing Phasmophobia and making an office-style comedy thing out of it. Like, they're all in character.
Yes.
Most of them are British.
Yes.
Some kind of tangentially British.
It's hilarious. Ethan is part of that. Ethan is
Ethan's
in
in
there
that.
with a British accent.
Well, we have like Among Us, Fall Guys, Dead by Daylight, where I have been killed very many times.
I played Among Us with you once, and you were like, you're straight up detective. You were like hardcore. You're like, all right, I'm gonna question my witnesses. It's very neat experience.
And actually for TTRPG stuff, we have like a couple of episodes of Honey Heist and a 5-hour Urban Shadows game that I ran. So
which was super good. The Urban Shadows game is super good. Highly recommend.
That's great.
I was so nervous.
You did such a good job though.
That's so great. Yeah, so all kinds of great stuff. Very exciting, very exciting. I need to get this thing to this guy real quick. And all right, cool. Let's get into Werewolf, right? So Werewolf the Apocalypse, again, is a modern day, kind of near future horror game. You are all werewolves, Garu. And you all, have recently discovered this, and you're in and around Seattle, and you've hooked up with a non-player character by the name of Thea Albright. And she has been taking care of y'all in a way, right? Giving you a cabin in the woods to come out in the weekends during your time off, come out during the weekend and kind of learn as you can what it means to be a werewolf. Unfortunately, in a world where there's no other werewolves. Um, and so here we are back in Seattle. You're near a town called Newcastle, and she is, she's got like a cabin in the woods, probably, you know, 40 or so acres, just a lot of land in the woods. So you can be out in her cabin, out and around without risk of anybody being around you. If there's somebody there, something's wrong, right? Like they have driven down a long driveway and they're either lost or a problem, right? Like the mailbox is all the way at the street kind of thing. So there's no reason for somebody to come all this way. Um, and so you get this kind of this private space to practice and to be together. On Friday night tends to be when everybody gets together at Thea's, and you are invited to stay as long as you like. Basically, folks tend to start leaving around Sunday, but maybe a couple of you stay an extra night or something like that. Thea does have a day job, right? She goes back into Seattle to practice her psychology. She has a psychology practice that she takes care of, and so yeah, she is there on a Friday night when you are all filtering in. And by all means, if you want to arrive late or arrive early or anything like that, please do so, and we can do that scene. If you got something special you want to do with Thea or with a specific pack member.
Can I arrive the night before on Thursday?
Sure. Yeah.
And Riley is like extremely strung out. Like came off of a real hard high.
Sure.
And probably not in the best of places. So
I want to talk to you real quick about the mechanics of that, because there is an impact. Werewolves, when you are in your birth form, Hamid, human, you experience drugs and alcohol and everything normally, right? You have your normal metabolism. As soon as you shift into any other form, you get an accelerated metabolism, and whatever effects you have dissipate as your body like very quickly filters your blood and your endocrine system and all of that kind of stuff to make you fighting fit. So you would still experience whatever like hangover effects or downtrodden stuff. And if she stayed in her form the entire time, then she's gonna have the normal cycle. But just so you know, if there's ever a time where you're like drunk and you're like, I can't be drunk anymore, change forms.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll get a hangover, but you'll get out of it, kind of thing.
I also have alcohol tolerance, which is not just alcohol.
Sure. So, yeah.
From what it says. But even I think she only changed over to her wolf form to get to Thea's.
Okay.
So she wouldn't have been in it for very long.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And then just kind of showed up a day earlier than normal.
Yeah, so a day early, Thea, on Thursday evening. I'm assuming you're arriving evening time?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So evening, she's probably like on her computer playing some video game. Like when you walk in, you knock on the door, there's no like answer. She's got a little headphones on, she's got a microphone on, and you like get into the house and you can hear her talking to somebody. And as you explore around a little bit, you realize that she's like at her computer playing some game, yelling at some kids, saying, "You got beat by grandma," and stuff like that. As she is murdering somebody in some video game somewhere.
So this is a hip grandma. She's up with the times.
Yeah.
Or she is young enough to have the opportunity to have played games her entire life, right? With it being like kind of a little bit later than it is now. Like she would have been in college when some of the first like game systems were coming out, and she would have probably gotten into those. And so yeah, I like to think that she plays video games.
I think Riley's still a little fucked up. Is gonna go looking for food. Like, sure, she hears Thea, but she knows where the food is, and she kind of like just starts making a mess in the kitchen.
Yeah,
which isn't like, she tends to be respectful of Thea's things, so she's kind of just like going through and kind of pulling stuff out at random of her cupboards. And
yeah. Question: Are you doing this in wolf form? Which you totally
no,
could.
I
Where
would've-
everything is. You just pull it with your mouth and start chomping down on stuff if you wanted to.
No, I think
Okay.
Once she got close enough to Thea's, she was back in a normal form. But she's not being quiet about anything that she's doing. She's like almost ravenous, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're in there like knocking some stuff around and like pouring whatever into a bowl, and there's stuff like on the counter next to the bowl you didn't quite hit, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you cooking something where your back is like kind of to the room and you're like prepping, or is it more like a cereal with some like dried fruit and like what kind of situation are you putting together here?
It's probably dry food, not cooking anything, because
Mhm.
that somewhere in her brain that's not safe to do is cook.
Yep.
But probably like her back turned, like making not even a bowl of cereal. It's just random food, like
Sure.
junk food in a bowl.
Sure.
But like her back turned away from the rest of the house.
Cool. Yeah. So as you're like putting the final touches on it, you've got your like Oreos and some Doritos and like some granola bar thing that you like smashed up and tossed in. They're like, boom, it's healthy. I don't care. Like whatever the thing is, you've got all this stuff kind of in this bowl. You hear behind you, Thea kind of go, oh, thank goodness it's you. And you turn and she has a shotgun that she is like lifting up away. You scared the shit out of me. And she takes it and sets it, she makes it safe and sets it against the wall. Are you okay?
Sorry, I was just hungry. I just and you were busy. I just get something to eat. I didn't want to bother you.
No, you're no bother. You're no bother at all. I was just blowing off some steam. Well, you know,
I think
let's
she's
sit.
like kind of shaky. Yeah.
Let's sit. Come here. And she crosses the room over towards you to like be gentle with you, right? And to like lead you towards a chair.
Yeah. Riley's a bit just kind of shaky. Not like shaken up, but just coming down off of whatever this has been.
Yeah, you see her kind of like dip her head a little bit to look at your eyes, just to. You've seen people do this with you before, right? Like they're checking, is this high or is this distraught? And you don't see any judgment. You just see her assessing, right?
Yeah.
And then she.
Yeah, she's high.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, and so she kind of like sits back a little bit and says, well, you're always welcome here. I'm very glad you came. Riley, what's going on?
I just got something off one of the guys, and kind of take away all the thoughts. I just
Something's troubling you. What's these thoughts that you're talking about? What thoughts are you trying to get rid of?
all this shit with the Chimera and the group, the pack, and doing what they want versus everything else.
Yeah.
Just trying to take my mind off of it. Just kind of like shoves food in her mouth.
Sure, yeah, like handedly, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of waits a minute to see if there's more that Riley's going to say. And then would say, the trouble is that you are now gifted with an awareness that no one else has. Very few beings on this planet will ever get to see what you're going to get to see. Some of it's going to be fantastic, and some of it's going to be horrific. And I hope that the pack supports you and that you feel safe with them, because that's y'all's job. Your job as a pack is to look after one another first, and then to the greater questions as is appropriate. But it's right to be freaked out. This is all new, and my ability to guide is limiting here. So it's right to feel what you're feeling.
Yeah, feelings are important. Good, yeah. I guess we'll find out tomorrow what everyone wants to do.
What do you want to do?
I don't know.
That's good. It's good.
Is it?
Yeah.
I feel like we're supposed to have answers, or at least to this one question. The others felt like there was an answer, and I didn't know what to do.
And not having answers is right. This is all new. This is all, unexpected. Without, I wish that I could be there with you. I wish that I could have helped guide that moment, but I don't have the means. The four of you, the five of you, are kind of alone in this, and that's its own flavor of tragedy. And not knowing what to do is absolutely right. What is right, what I would like you to do, is take the time, seriously take the time, to decide what is right for Riley. You don't have to make a decision anytime. As long as you are safe in how you manage what you are, that's the most important thing. Everything else is, frankly, gravy. My biggest concern is that you all are safe, because you're the first ones I've seen in a decade, and you're precious to me, each and every one of you. And this is me talking not as a therapist or as a psychologist, but as just Thea, looking after someone I care very deeply about.
Thanks. Thank you. She's nervously been, or just eating Doritos the entire, watching
Sure.
and listening, but just like munching on those Doritos.
Sure.
Um,
Thea kind of like reaches her hand in to see if she can snake herself a Dorito.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, I really like the Cool Ranch ones, but these sharp cheddars are pretty good too.
Right? Okay. Yeah, they're good. Thanks. Thanks, Thea.
Yeah. And I think that people respond to strange and scary things in different ways. Some people charge head first. Some people recoil. Some people freeze. And what matters is that at the end of the day, you all support one another. And
yeah,
I hope that they support you. And if they don't, you tell me. Okay?
Okay. I think they do. I know a couple of them do.
Okay. Good.
Thanks, Thea.
Of course. How are you at? And she like offers to play like a Wii game with you, like Wii bowling or something like that, just to do something else with your like mental space and to give you like a mental break from what you're struggling with.
I think, yeah, she'll do those things, but she doesn't know those. She's never played a video game.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, so she would probably try for a minute and then be like, all right, well, this is probably not going to work out because you're probably going to
Yeah,
get frustrated.
probably gonna throw the Wiimote thing into the TV accidentally,
Right. Yep.
but also,
Yeah.
yeah, I think eventually like they'll try to do that, and she'll be setting something up, and Riley will just snag the Afghan that she normally has
Hmm.
from here, and then just kind of curl up in a corner of the couch and watch Thea do whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So Thea would probably after a minute like go get a bottle of wine and pour a glass and have like an empty glass there and just probably sit quietly um, with Riley.
Yep. Thanks.
Okay. So the night passes. Following day, Thea goes to work and heads into Seattle. And, you know, if you're up, she'll like talk with you. If you're not, then she'll just go about her business.
I think she's sleeping off whatever.
Mhm.
But when she is awake, she's going to clean the house, like as clean as she can make it.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, so she gets back around 6 or so. And I think the crew probably starts showing up. The pack starts showing up a little after that, generally. So you all can kind of filter in as appropriate.
Yeah, pretty soon after 6, Silver Prius pulls up.
Yep.
Uh, Logan gets out.
Yeah, you come
I
in and it's an immaculately cleaned house. Everything's been swept. The porch has been swept. And Thea is like upstairs.
Riley is downstairs in the kitchen cooking.
hey Riley, when'd you get in?
Oh, I came early last night. And how are you doing?
I think I'm all right.
Something up?
No, not to worry about.
Nothing more than the crazy shit that we're already in.
Yeah, nothing more than all this.
Right.
How are you doing?
Okay. I guess I've just kept busy. Um, you know, Thea's out during the day, so took the time to help make dinner and stuff.
He's gonna like crane over. What's cooking?
There is like a roast cooking from like maybe like deer or elk or something, because I imagine I feel like Thea would have game meat. So like roast and potatoes and carrots and things like that, and like making a salad because she knows some of you guys like salads. So
At me next time.
I mean, if I have to.
Yeah. He's probably just gonna like nod and like sit down in the kitchen, open up a notebook, and just do some like final like going through emails. But he'll just like not get in the way, but like make it like just be present.
Yeah,
Are we getting better about our awkward small talk? Like,
No.
have we gotten to a point where like our small talk is like actual small talk, or is it still slightly
Maybe.
awkward? Maybe we're getting better.
your characters' worlds are so different. You know, like, do you even experience the same weather? I don't know. You both live in Seattle, but maybe it's completely different for the two of your characters. Um, After a moment, Thea comes down from upstairs where all the bedrooms are, and she's pulling her like white hair back into a bit of a ponytail to like get working on something. And she kind of like coming down the stairs, like, "Oh, Logan, you're here. Good to see you."
Hey, Thea.
Oh,
Um,
and she sees that like dinner is like being made by Riley, and she's like, "Well, I'll just take that out." Riley, you don't have to do that. I, but I do appreciate it. Thank you.
You don't have to either. Like, we're mostly adults. We can. I like cooking anyway.
That's good. Good. Logan, let's catch up. How are you?
think I'm all right.
Okay. Last week was rough.
Yeah, it was. Uh, glances over at Riley.
Riley looks down. Like she knows that you're looking at her, and she looks like down in a way, like ashamed.
He like winces. Uh, yeah. How was your week?
You know, it was the same old. A lot of group sessions this week. And just taking care of all my people. Um, I I did want to, maybe while I have the two of you here, do want to understand, Logan, can you help me kind of piece together everybody's maybe position on the creature you all went to go see? How that happened? How is everybody doing, to your knowledge?
Uh, so I know. This is out of character. So I know. Last week Dakota had offered to get Logan in contact with like, um, uh, his community.
Yep, my grandma
Ha-
is a shaman.
yeah. Have they like talked about it during that time?
Probably not this week. It would have probably he would have to talk to the elders first to get permission to talk about that. So it would probably be next week before you would get to talk to anyone from this tribe.
Right, but have specifically you and
Oh,
I talked about it?
I would say we talked about it like it would be more of an apologetic type thing for blowing up at Riley, um, than anything else. And like he would be pushing, not pushing, but really suggesting like we should probably give an answer. Like he's more of a yes or a no. Like he's for yes. He would say he's for yes, but we need to give an answer sooner than later.
And he'll look at you, uh, Karn seemed like it was just the right thing to do. Dakota was very adamant about us not disrespecting the spirit and accepting whatever help it was going to give.
As she kind of glances over at Riley and says, "Okay, thank you. I think that's. I think
Oh
that
no, I
helps me
sort of
understand."
fucked it up.
Oh,
Like,
I don't think. It sounds like there's a, a, a an important decision to be made, but Riley, it doesn't sound like you did anything malicious or with intention.
no, I guess it wasn't malicious. But I didn't make the decision then.
So
But
instead, I
Logan,
did.
you were really kind about that, Logan. Thank you. I I just needed time, and I've thought about it, and I think, what the hell, right? Like you should take the chance that you're offered and stuff,
Um,
right?
uh,
Am I getting a sort of read from Riley about this?
Uh, yeah, the read is kind of it's kind of back to what the pack does stuff together, and she's channeling her energy into this is what the pack wants, and so we should do it, and trying to squash down any other fear that she has by being overly excited about or overly emphasizing things, I guess.
um, Thea, he says, no, the the little bit that I understand about totems and a pack's relationship to their totem is that it is a two-way. I don't want to call it binding because though you are connected, you're not in. Um, it's not something that can't be walked away from. But my understanding is that there is hesitation. If there is, doubts, that energy would be felt by all parties. And these totems are powerful and ancient, most of them, anyways. And so I think that it is more important to be. Um, it's more important to want whatever relationship you get than it is to go with the peers on that one, because the totems will know, and they will see through us.
Hmm. What do you think we should do, Logan?
He's taking a long time to think about it. I think that, I mean, it would be good to get some answers, and this creature can help us. I don't want to just say that this is something we should do just because, like, hey, we're supposed to do this. I I think there should be intention behind our actions. But again, I don't want to do anything. Un- I don't want to make anybody do anything that they're not comfortable doing.
Yeah, no. No. I'd like answers too, though. So maybe we'll see what the rest of the pack thinks and talk about any last fears and maybe try again.
Okay.
But no weird like praying on the beach though. Like, do we have to focus that way? Like, can we?
Oh, that's
Like,
meditation.
there's like you focus, but like, uh, I'm sure we'll figure it out. Never mind. Nervously eats a piece of cheese.
No, we don't have to do praying on the beach.
Thank you.
After some time, more people arrive. If any of y'all have something specific to do, then let's do it.
So Dakota would come in kind of hurriedly. He'd be like, how y'all doing? Hey, Riley. Hey, Logan. Where's
Thea is like, Dakota, good to see you. And she like grabs a beer or whatever it is that Dakota likes to drink out of the fridge and like sets it on the counter.
yeah, if the police show up, I've been here the entire time.
Why would the police show up?
What?
You've been here the entire time.
The entire time. So, right, context. You know that art piece I've been working on? Like
Yeah.
the first one? Yeah. So, I am a graffiti artist, and sometimes we want our artwork to go to other places. And I may or may not have trespassed at a rail yard. And I may or may not have been chased. So, yeah, I've been here the entire time. And you can see like all the colors on his hands and stuff, and like his backpack with the respirator, and like all that. And he's like, "So yeah, do you have a place I can put this?" Don't do it to me, David. Don't do it to me, David. Don't do it to me, man.
Giving stuff to the DM.
Oh,
You're a content creator. We told you
I
that.
didn't know when I was gonna have to get the dice. Apparently, it's as soon as Dakota enters the apartment or the house.
why do I do this to myself?
There is the question of, they have to like have a warrant to search the house, right?
Thea's like, yeah, they would have to have a warrant, or if they were actively chasing somebody, they could knock and be forceful in their efforts to get in. But Dakota, did you come here as you are now, or did you change?
I ran because I didn't want to lose my equipment.
Okay.
That's a lot of equipment. Paint's expensive.
Mm-hmm. Did you bring the paint here?
It's in my backpack.
Okay. Let's move the backpack. About that.
Yeah. Where can I put this?
I don't know. Somewhere not in the house.
Understood. I'll be in the backyard.
Okay. As he leaves, she looks at the two of you with this like.
I get out my keys and pop up in the trunk.
Oh, he wouldn't put it in your car. He would definitely just throw it as far as he could into the backyard.
Okay. All right. Cool. So it's back there, on the ground somewhere, in amongst a bunch of brush and forest junk. And she says, "Well, Dakota, did it at least look good? Did you get a picture of it before you were caught?"
Oh yeah. I was almost done with it. I was just putting, and then he shows like his phone and stuff, and it's like I was almost done with the moon, and yeah.
You should wash your hands before you make Thea's like place all messy.
Yeah. Go get
This
cleaned
is
up.
really clean.
Yeah, let's keep it that way.
And he kind of like, right. I'm gonna go take a shower.
We'll make sure that's where we tell the cops you're at when they get here. You know what? Have you ever been arrested naked? Could be an adventure.
He's like, rather not figure that one out.
She she kind of looks at one of you two and says, "Can you can one of you go move that bag?
Yeah, I got it, Logan. I'll go do it.
Okay.
Thank you, Riley. I appreciate it.
I do run upstairs first to grab something out of my bag.
Okay. Yep. All right. Good stuff.
Yeah, put whatever that thing is in his bag, turn into wolf form, and carry it out away. What? No?
Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. We're already planting stuff on each other's things. I love it.
I'm gonna tell him.
I love it. No, I don't. I just love it. I love this game. I love you guys so much and the things that you do to each other.
She'll come back after hiding it and assume that Dakota is out of the shower and just be like, when we get your bag back, I need to grab something off of it.
Fair enough.
Okay. But it's hidden for now.
Cool.
More of you arrive, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Before or after the cops?
Yeah. There's no
Anybody else
there's
have
no
time
like
to
helicopter or anything like that. I rolled. They didn't do so well in their chase graffiti artist check.
Darn.
Oh man.
I know.
Darn.
I know. I was like, let's see how it goes.
Here I was just about to say, can I make a little narrative declaration as I come in?
Yeah. Please do.
Yeah, no, I guess I'll go for it anyway. So Karin's gonna walk into the house, and he's gonna be like, he's maybe like tracked a little bit of mud into the entrance, and he's like spending like a good minute and a half just like getting all this like mud and like leaves off the bottom of his boot, and he looks up at whoever's around and says, "Hey, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a couple of police cars parked at like the entrance to the property." Anyways, I didn't know what was going on, so I decided I'd like take the long way around. And
Smart.
did somebody do something?
What?
No, nope. Everybody has been here the entire time.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll go away on their
saying
own.
that completely sarcastically. You can tell that he's lying.
Um,
And you see Dakota just kind of look down as he's sketching a new sketch, like, no, I don't know about that.
Karin, noticing Logan's sarcastic tone in an equally sarcastic tone, will say, "Yeah, sure. I'm sure nothing happened here. I'm sure they'll go away on their own. We'll just hang out here, I suppose."
Thea kind of looks over at you, Karin, and asks, "How many of them were there?"
I guess all one car and another one driving away. So maybe like 2 policemen.
Well, you all enjoy your dinner. I'll be out on the porch. And she like goes upstairs and grabs her like little gopher shotgun. And,
Oh boy.
And goes out to the porch.
Okay.
Where she's that kind of grandma too. Okay. All right. I know Thea now.
She knows
everything. I know everything about this woman I need to know.
She knows what rural life is about sometimes. Sometimes it's about you sitting on your porch with your shotgun, shouting at the cops.
Hails, yeah. How are you, Karin?
I'm doing okay. Just been keeping myself busy. Trying to put all that stuff from last week out of my mind, I guess. Try to return to some sense of what's normal, you know. How have you all been managing?
Well enough. Just anxious for what this weekend is gonna bring.
Yeah, me too. I guess I feel a little weird about leaving that whole thing with the Chimera a bit unresolved, and I'm not really. I guess I'm not sure how we proceed as a group from here. You know.
Well, Logan and I were talking, and he thinks it's a good idea for us to go back to the beach. We think it's a good idea to go back to the beach. Not just Logan, but like me too, and stuff. You want some dinner? Dinner's ready.
Yeah. No, I'd love some. Mm-hmm.
So would Dakota notice that you were kind of nervous when you said that?
Absolutely.
Uh,
She's not hiding shit right now.
right. I mean, like he kind of sheepishly like speaks up, which is not normal. He's like, Riley, if you're not ready, we can wait, right? Like everybody has to be kind. I'm sorry. He comes out because he's terrible with words at this point. He's like, I blew up, um, and that was wrong of me. So, like, if you're not comfortable, shouldn't do it.
I mean, what else are we gonna do, right? Like, we're gonna tell the spirit creature to fuck off? Like, I mean, we don't have a ton of choices here, really, if we want to get answers. No other big spirit is popping out of the woodwork telling us to come talk to them.
I mean,
She's talking very fast and like very nervous, like, yeah.
maybe not the fuck off part, but like maybe we can negotiate time. It's. I was talking to my grandmother, not exactly about this, but like how they used to commune and like old stories. And if you come with respect, most spirits will honor that. Um, you know, so like I don't. I've kind of looked through our history book, and there's no mention of a chimera or whatever that was. But I would assume it works on the same principle.
Right. I think yeah, I'm still worried if we're gonna right to the pack, right? Like, guys, I'm still worried about it, and it kind of freaks me out. But we're a pack, and we do things together. This is a thing that we need to do in order to get answers. I'm trying very hard, and I'm sure that you guys can guide me through this, as long as we're just careful with one another. It's scary, but Logan promised me we weren't going to pray on the beach, and that's a good start. For
Okay.
me.
Okay.
I won't freak out this time, and we'll actually hear what the Chimera is saying to us, because I don't really think I did.
Right. Okay. So no praying on the beach. Gotcha. Okay.
No praying on no, please. Just no praying in general. Like, that would be good. Like, for me. Anyway, that's not important. Here, have some potatoes.
I could eat.
Just dishes out food for people. Riley has a lot of nervous energy, more so than normal. So.
Like, as soon as the cops go away, do you want me to get your bag? You seem fidgety. Get my bag, and so you can get whatever you have in there.
Oh no, I don't think you want me to take any more of that. Nope. Mm-mm.
It's just weed, right?
So you have some carrots too?
Right. Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll take some carrots, Riley. It's in the class felony A, B, C, or D.
Stop asking questions that you don't want to hear the answer to.
You were here the whole time.
Fair enough. And he stuffs his mouth full of carrots.
So, as they're talking and eating and cajoling, start rolling up the path. It was big enough, obviously, for his Prius to come in. So, older model, slightly beat up, but still functional. Sport bed pickup.
comes up to the cabin.
Yep.
And
Yeah, when you're out in the woods, like you have some sort of beater pickup truck, right? So Thea absolutely has some like late model truck that she drives whenever she needs to like do truck type work on the land, right? So there's definitely enough space for your truck to get down this.
yeah, it's
down this
like
road.
a less flashy version of Marty McFly's 4x4 pickup that he had in.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it's small, sporty, big tires.
Mhm.
And I hop out. Now you're sitting on the porch, Thea?
Yeah, Thea is out on the porch. She is like, she's got the shotgun leaned to the wall, and gives you a friendly wave as you're coming up, and she like stands up and kind of wipes her hands on her like her midsection, and heads out to greet you as you get out of your truck.
All right, I grab my pack out of the truck and shut and lock it, and walk up to her.
Yeah, Connor, it's good to
Sorry,
see
I'm
you.
late. I wasn't sure about the directions. I just wanted to make sure it was coming to the right place.
Yeah, no, you're good. Well, you're the last one to arrive, but I'm glad that you're here. Still plenty of time for dinner.
I haven't eaten yet, so and whatever's been cooking, I could smell down the road as I was coming up.
Yeah.
So yeah, weird thing. As I was driving in, there was a cop that was just he was going to go past me, and he slowed down a little bit, but then he sped up again after he passed me. You know what that's about?
He didn't seem to pay you
No, he
much
didn't.
attention other than maybe check your plates or something maybe?
No, he didn't hang a Yui. Wasn't rolling disco. He just seemed to be, I don't know, curious. But I don't know. He was a statey, so I wasn't sure what he was doing all the way out here. But I mean, you're not getting a lot of locals, so
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I say get inside, get some food, meet everybody, and whatever that was, I'm sure it'll pass.
these are the people that you've been telling me for 3 weeks that I need to come out and see. The people that apparently have been in my dreams, that they're actually real, and I'm not just imagining things.
Yeah, I think it'll all kind of start to click for you. Yeah,
I hope so.
I'll
This is
I'll bring you in and introduce you to
all
everybody.
right.
And she brings you inside. It's like a 2-story ranch house kind of thing with bedrooms upstairs and common areas and all that kind of stuff downstairs. And again, it's on this like big plot of wooded land, and you've got this whole gang of people in here. Kind of, some of them are eating, some of them are probably in the kitchen grabbing something, that kind of thing. It's been a while actually since we've done character descriptions. Could we all go through and kind of describe how our characters look, dress, how they kind of present themselves on a regular basis? Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
so as soon as you walk in with the Logan's gonna turn around from getting food and just walk over. He's a Caucasian dude, mid-20s, darker hair. He's lanky, a little bit of muscle, very loose tank top and longer yoga pants. Leather cords around his wrist, and he just like nods and reaches out, shake your hand. How's it going?
Good,
I'm
good. Nice to
Logan.
meet you, Connor.
We will get through this.
Yeah, and Connor, how does Connor dress? Like, how does Connor present himself?
So I was waiting for everyone to go around the horn, but I will definitely explain that to everyone. What you'll find out as we progress, but he usually has kind of a pragmatic style to his dress. A lot of his gear seems semi-military, so his boots are kind of like a more fashionable version of like jungle boots. Pants are not tucked in. They're kind of like an all-weather material. You'd see like operators wearing, so it looks like there's reinforced knees, zippers, cargo pockets, that kind of thing. His jacket. So the pants are gray, boots are blackish. The jacket is black. It's got a hood because it's in Seattle, so it's more of a rainproof, but heavier jacket. Got some pockets on the outside. Snaps on the wrist. Underneath, he's got kind of a jump shirt with a zip, half zip down neck, wearing just like a wicking top underneath that. Kind of looks like he's ready to go for something, but it has that kind of hidden look to it. So he's kind of casual, but with a slight military edge to it. So he's about 5'10", 220. He is 32. Back and sides of his hair kind of close cropped. Top's a little bit longer, but it really kind of a neater style for his dress as far as presentation and grooming. Close crop beard. Goatee is a little bit heavier, pointy, and his chin, and green eyes, auburn hair, not quite red, but not fully brown. Yeah, so just got a nice strong grip. His hands are kind of rough and worn. When you shake his hand, Logan.
Logan's hands are very soft. This man has not done manual labor.
Yeah.
You've never seen a hard worked day in your life, have you? No. But that's okay. It's like, oh, you're using Pert and Popular today. Great. So yeah, just he's got a kind of a big chronometer on his left wrist. It's got like a brush guard on the top to protect the face. And just kind of holds himself up pretty well. Is not sheepish or shy. Definitely has this air of confidence, but not arrogance. Trying and generally greets you with a warm personality, but is a little uncertain because he's never met any of you yet.
Right.
Does that help?
Yes, I have a very clear picture of who this person is now. down to the hair colors, which is great. So yeah, and you go around the room, kind of meeting everybody, and if we could just for everybody else at the table, kind of talk a little bit about how your characters are dressed and looking. Just because it's been a minute since we've had a character description, this will be the character description for the season, and then we'll just wrap that one up.
Sure, I'll go next. Riley has kind of long-ish, like a little past her shoulders, brownish brunette hair, and just kind of simple features. She looks to be somewhere between 16 and 20, and wears pretty raggedy clothes. Like she has a pair of jeans on that have holes and kind of maybe went through the washer today. So like they're clean, but they're super raggedy. Pair of like tennis shoes, the same, and like just an old t-shirt that she's wearing. But she's kind of chilling at the dining table, just checking things out. Like kind of just waves at you as you come in.
I wave back.
Riley.
Connor.
Then you would have seen Dakota. Dakota is he's native, so he's got this tannish skin, dark, I would say shoulder length hair that's right now put up in a ponytail, and he wears what he's in is like baggy cargo pants, not like anything, not like tactical, but like it's carpenter. That's the word I'm looking for, like carpenter. It's got some pockets here. Obviously has overspray. Like you can see all kinds of different paint splotches on it. His shoes are like any generic like Air Force Ones or Jordans, Adidas. Usually they're white. Right now they're kind of muddy. and for his shirt, he's usually wearing like a tank top with like a plaid like red plaid or blue, like any kind of plaid, like lumberjacket shirt, but it's like kind of long. And then like no, he's got a couple tattoos of like, you know, of native origin. That you would see underneath the sleeve. You could see a patch where there looks like there's some white tape there for a new tat that he hasn't shown anyone just yet. And yeah, he's probably in his like I would say 18 to 21 range, right? He's not particularly old, kind of a kid. And yeah, that's like brown eyes, muscular but not too muscular. Like he's not like jacked, and he is in front of Riley, like sitting in front of Riley, still stuffing carrots, and he's just like, hello, still just piling food in his mouth. Like, yeah, yep,
That
how you
takes your
doing?
time. I can. We'll get your name in a minute. Just chew and swallow. Don't choke.
Yeah.
That's Dakota.
Gotcha, Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I guess that just leaves Karin. So Karin's like, he isn't skinny, but like his build is pretty average. But I would definitely say he looks very like wiry in his build. It's kind of always dressed wearing like a flannel shirt, some jeans, like just super simple stuff. And he, like, as all of this is happening, he's kind of like very intently focused on his phone and barely registers that someone new has walked into the room until he sees everyone like kind of like rattling off their names and saying hello to this person. So Karin is like, he's South Asian. He's in his mid-20s, and he's like about 6 foot tall, very ordinary looking guy at a glance. You can definitely tell that he was he's the kind of guy who he looks very bookish, is what I'm trying to say. Something about the way he like carries himself, something about the way he like is totally absorbed by his phone. So when he gets up to shake Connor's hand, I'm sure like his handshake just like collapses before like the weight of Connor's manly grip. And in that moment, I'm sure you could see just how big of a nerd Karn really is.
That's all right as long as they're not sweaty.
No, definitely not.
Oh, it's good to meet you all. Thea has been telling me for a couple weeks that I need to kind of come up here and meet you all, and there's this very odd sensation that I know you, but I don't know. I'm just it's foggy, fuzzy. Um,
Well,
but
welcome to this insanity.
oh, well, that's a great greeting. Good thing I brought supplies. So Connor reaches into his ruck, pulls out a couple bottles. He's got some Jameson and some Delamerdue, and he's just going to put them up on the counter. He says, I figured if we're going to be here for a weekend, we might as well plan appropriately. And so he goes, do you mind if I smoke, Thea? Is that all right?
If you do it outside, I don't care.
All right, I'll keep that in mind. Shot glasses?
Yeah, they're. She points to a cabinet.
Oh,
right.
Riley's got this.
Yeah.
Riley is on it.
Riley's like, I know how to do this. I can do this part.
All right.
Okay.
So, shots? Anyone? No?
Yeah, I'll join you. Why not?
All right. All right, so 4 shots for everybody. Cheers. Clinky.
To the pack.
I'm sorry, the what?
To the pack.
To the pack.
Right.
That still sounds
It's a
different.
little
Right.
strange to say, yeah.
Okay. Hey, food. All right. I'm just going to make a plate.
Yeah.
And
Enjoy.
sounds great.
So like he's done stuffing and be like, so like she's a great cook, Riley. She made all this.
I'm impressed.
Thanks, Dakota.
Welcome, Riley. You came in that truck, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Was what? Weird question.
Sure.
Was there anything at the front of the driveway?
Besides the gate?
Yes.
No.
Cool.
I think he means anything weird of the law enforcement variety.
No.
Well, then definitely not.
Cool.
Well, I mean, come on, Dakota.
Were
He's
you
here now.
expecting
He
company?
deserves
Should
to
we
know.
set another place at the table?
Well, ideally, that company will never arrive. So,
Oh,
Well, hold
Alright.
up, hold up. You're not a cop, are you? You do
Yeah.
have to tell us if you're a cop.
no.
Totally pack rules.
Yeah, no. I'm, no.
Not a cop. Cool.
I don't really have a whole lot of love for the fuzz, but
Oh, we'll get along
cheers,
just
bro. I'll
fine.
drink to that.
yeah. I mean, I don't have
Get
a
along just
necessary
fine, my
problem
friend.
with them, but I don't have a lot of love for them either. So, they leave
Cool.
me alone, I leave them alone, and everybody seems to be getting along.
How
So,
about graffiti artists? You have a problem with graffiti artists?
no, but so
Cool.
by the way, did you use out of character? Did you use like DNL or like turpentine to get the paint off your hands, or is it still noticeable?
I would have not used any of that. I would have been just trying to scrub it.
Okay,
Like,
so
like,
clearly it's still
Yeah.
yeah, it's still there.
All
Like,
right. So
It's just not
noticing
getting
this,
on anything else now, right?
it's not. It's like the wet. It's like not getting on anything,
Yeah.
but it's,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
obviously
perfect.
still there.
So noticing this kind of is like, why have you done anything I would have seen?
I mean, I got some artwork downtown Seattle. If you go in there, and
Yeah.
possibly on some train cars, possibly not.
All right. So, I mean, more of a leather tramp than riding the rails, but if I happen to see something go by, point it out to me. So,
Oh,
or
yeah.
if we go downtown, I'd love to see it.
Riley was confused. I'm sorry. Did you say leather tramp? What did you say?
It's an old term. That means basically somebody who hoofs it instead of trying to hitch rides or stow in a rail car.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So,
Um,
not that I did a lot of hitchhiking, but occasionally the time called for it, and had a little bit of a walkabout before I got here to Seattle. So,
You're not originally from Seattle?
no, kind of a Navy brat. Jumped around to different bases before I wound up joining myself, and then moved on to the Marine Recon, and yeah, I'm telling you a lot about myself. But yeah, so the last couple of years have been a lot of traveling for different reasons. So
Gotcha. No, I get that. My reservation gets a lot of military that comes to it. Like to go to the casino.
hell, at least somebody's going to something good.
Oh, yeah. It's the reason why I'm out of North Bend. It's the reason why it's still so pretty.
Gotcha.
But real quick, Logan, can I get in your car real quick? Get my bag and stuff. That it.
your bag's out in the woods.
I thought you put it in the car. Where'd you put it?
In the woods.
Just deeper. Then like within an arm's toss of the back door.
But like Riley says it very tricksy. Like, it's in the woods.
Somewhere
There's a
amongst the back 40.
There's definitely a sigh, and it's like, fair enough.
I thought we could play a game later.
I'm sure it's gonna be fun.
So, as we're talking and I'm eating and getting to know some of you a little bit better, I'm like, all right, thanks for dinner. It was fantastic. I'm full. I'm gonna step outside and have a smoke. But yeah, so pours himself another shot and heads outside.
Okay.
Well, he seems nice.
It's nice reading you.
I like him.
You like everybody.
We should probably catch him up on what's happening.
Yeah, there's a lot of explaining to do.
I'll go.
Could you leave out the embarrassing shit of just me? That'd be
I'm
in your own way,
Yeah.
Logan.
Yeah.
Well, for one, I don't think you did anything embarrassing, but yeah, no, he's gonna have to be brought up to speed on this whole chimera thing, and I don't know how we're gonna explain this to him, without him having like been there. So I don't envy you this for taking on this task, man.
Yeah, so Logan's gonna grab his yoga mat and just go out on the porch.
Okay.
Mind if I join you?
No, not at all. You see Connor just half sitting on the railing, looking out at the forest, kind of looking up at the night sky, just thinking, just digesting. Yeah, feel free.
And he'll like roll out his mat and just like sort of sit cross-legged on it, lean back a little bit, and look up at Connor. So how'd you how much do you know about everything that's going on?
Well, that's a really good question. I guess it depends on what you're asking about.
Is it
Did
did you
Thea tell
just
you anything? I'm sorry,
did you
go ahead.
just turn into a big fuck all monster, or have like spirits started talking to you yet?
So that's a really good question. That's actually how I got to know Thea. Um, I'm still trying to figure out whether or not it's real. She's telling me that it wasn't just some psychotic break and that it actually happened. Um, but yeah, it was in theater over in Europe, and got into some shit, got cornered, and I'm still trying to figure out if this was real or not. But basically shredded half a unit of guys after my squad had got mostly decimated. So yeah, it's been an interesting month, 3 months, I should say. It um, came back, basically walked from the Urals down through across Asia, and then got a flight out of China, and came over to back to the U.S. and got contacted to see Thea to kind of help me manage some of what I was thinking. The contact didn't know what happened; they just knew that everything went to shit. So they were good to extract me and get me home. And I just been working with her the last few weeks to try and figure out what it is. And I think there's skepticism because I'm trying to think that she's helping me to think that I'm not crazy, and I don't want to think that I'm crazy. But the thought of this being real is an interesting one. So, yes, to put it in your terms, there was a time when I turned into a fuck all monster. I haven't been contacted by spirits that I'm aware of, but
Well,
yeah.
so
Have you been talking to spirits?
yeah, so what's going on with the rest of our merry band? Uh, we don't know much more about what's going on than I guess you do. But this this creature, this spirit, this chimera, uh, started showing itself in our dreams, and we've sort of made contact with it. Um, it's offering to help us, and I think we're planning to give it an answer.
Okay. what does it want to help us with?
Help us find answers.
Okay.
Why why things are the way they are, what's been going on, what we need to do next.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
So how sane does that make you feel?
I'm pretty much at where I was before. So,
Taking it in stride.
yeah, pretty much. Oh,
You
Admirable.
you both are kind of looking up at the sky, the night sky, and even without the moon appearing like with any light behind it, it's a new moon. Even without that, the two of you can clearly see the outline of the dark circle in the sky kind of as the kind of clouds part and the trees rustle and that kind of thing. You can just almost for the first time in your lives since all this began, since y'all's first change, you've been able to spot the new moon even when you shouldn't otherwise. Like you can just kind of faintly see the outline in a way that, like, when you were growing up as a human, you never saw that. In the pitch black night, you just never saw the moon. But now you are kind of presciently aware of it.
interesting.
Karan, you get all of your rage and willpower back as the moon rises for the first time on your phase.
Do we only have one Ragabash?
I think so.
I think so, yeah.
I thought Riley was a Ragabash.
I thought I was a Ragabash.
Oh, Riley, you're a Ragabash. Awesome. You get it too. That's right. You are. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, so both of you get your super sauce of willpower and rage, I should say.
Does that change anything from like the? Did I change anything during the fight that would have? I need to change back on my character sheet.
Yeah, like you don't really in the world of darkness, you tend to start sessions with like random amounts of these things because you have like lived your life, right? And you've probably like gotten mad and burned off some rage and you've like sat there and like stomached some like slight and earned some rage, that kind of thing. So between sessions, your willpower and rage can fluctuate quite a bit, actually. It's not something that we really mess with too much because it frankly hasn't come up too much to like worry a lot about that part of the system. But just kind of keep in mind that as your characters live their lives, they are gaining those points and spending those points kind of just through their day to day life. And so the two of you are now up to full on your willpower and rage, whatever those ratings are. So, and I'm sorry to like inject a bunch of system into the middle of y'all's conversation. I first just wanted to describe the arrival of the moon. I'm sorry to do that.
No, it's quite all right. It's quite all right. It's necessary.
Yeah.
So you said chimera. You're talking body of a lion, 3 heads, 4 tails, that kind of chimera?
I only saw
Wings?
the one tail,
Okay.
which was a snake.
Huh.
So
Maybe I'm thinking of a manticore. Yeah, that happens. Ah, well. It's fine. I'm sure I'll figure it out.
I mean, that's what we're all trying to do. And Logan's gonna start like stretching on the mat and start actually like going through some yoga flows.
All right. So I flick the cherry off and field strip the cigarette and pocket the butt to bring it back inside so I'm not littering. And I'm like, all right. So I step gently around Logan so I don't step on him.
Don't interrupt him.
Exactly. Don't want to interrupt the flow. Go back inside, take off my jacket again. And then I'm like, you know what? Something tells me I'm gonna need this. So he walks over to the cabinet, takes out like a pint glass and starts filling it full of whiskey.
Okay. Cool. Well, folks, let's take a break here. You guys are gonna kind of wind down for the night and do your thing. What's up, Rich? We are about to take our break, buddy. It's that time for me, anyways.
Perfect timing.
So,
Good
folks,
timing, Rich.
yeah, exactly. So, folks, we are going to take about a 15-minute break, and we will be back at I don't even know what the math is now at that point. I guess 40 past the hour,
Yeah,
ish, right? So while we are away, friends, I'm going to light up the little giveaway machine. Love to give away a license to Legend Keeper, or a beta access to Legend Keeper. It's how I'm tracking all of these folks, all these lovely folks in their game, and it's a really cool tool. You have like Google Maps meets Wikipedia, and yeah, I'm just gonna start that giveaway. So to enter and to win, put a little exclamation point Legend Keeper in chat. There should be instructions in there now to put in an entry, and we'll be back in about 15 minutes, everybody, to see what these crazy werewolves get up to after having met each other, all of us together for the first time. I'm so excited. All right, guys, we will be right back. back.
Hey.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back from the break. You all have gone to sleep. There's, enough rooms for everybody in this house. This is like one of those old school, like big family homes kind of deals. So everybody gets their own room. There's probably a couple of shared bathrooms up on the second floor. There's probably like 2 rooms that have like an adjoining bathroom, and there's a hallway bathroom as well. And so everybody goes through whatever their routine is to go to bed.
Riley's going to turn into wolf form and run off all of everything that's in her system.
Okay.
Just heads up.
Sweet. Yeah. You shift and give yourself a good run, and by the time you're back, the alcohol's out of your system, whatever else is all out of your system. You might be dehydrated, you might have some like lingering effects, but the mind altering stuff is all done. Cool. So, when y'all go to sleep, there is, sleep for all of you is tumultuous. Like you've all had visions and kind of otherworldly images reach your mind while you rest. And on your waking cycle, as you're all waking up in the morning, there's this dream you all have again of this prehistoric massive fish, and there's 20-something Geru werewolves that have been moving this fish, and they've placed it into the little sea, and it's like, it's so big it's almost like a boat. Whenever a boat gets like launched into the water, it like disturbs and makes a wave that goes across that body of water. And it's regarding you with this huge eye, this huge like golden flecked eye, and there's these, again, these big spikes of coming off of its fins and off of its dorsal and its side fins and all that kind of stuff. And it's not fighting anymore. It had been struggling at some point, but it is not fighting anymore as it gets listed into the water, and it goes just below the surface. So the water tension is keeping kind of reforms, and you've got this like mound of water just over the fish, and it like draws in water to breathe and that kind of thing. And it looks at you, and in your mind, you feel it tell this prehistoric Geru that you're looking through. You feel it tell you that that as the water becomes its prison, so too will your land, as it sinks deeper into the little sea that you've placed it into. And you all wake up, and there's this like cold shiver down your spines as some ancient primal force has touched you. And those of you who have been here before, you all kind of recognize that little sea as Washington Lake, and are kind of immediately aware of where all that happened and what that all looked like, because you've seen it before. Mike, for your character, he has probably seen this before, but without context, right? He's probably experienced this vision before, but when you all wake up, maybe as people gather into the common room, you all kind of share a look of, you kind of see them share a look of like acknowledging that they've all seen another vision.
Riley, what did you put in that roast?
Nothing, man. No shrooms this time.
Good. I hate mushrooms. I'm allergic to them.
No.
I'm Connor's gonna grab a cup of coffee and just head outside for a smoke and try and clear his head a little bit.
Riley starts breakfast, but waits for the others because as soon as someone else does appear, like she wants to talk.
Logan comes down pretty quickly.
Hey, did you get it too?
The very angry fish. Yeah.
Do you think we were cursed by a fish?
Maybe?
That's what it felt like, right?
Weirder stuff is happening. Sure. Yeah, we're cursed by a fish.
I mean, we could just add it to the weird shit pile, right?
You you run really fast, by the way.
Oh,
You turn really easy.
oh, it's just. I mean, I don't have a car, right? Like, I have to turn to like come out here, so like I have to do it more, maybe. Yes.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, it. None of this shit's easy. Like, you do fine. You do a lot.
So, you need help with that? We'll just, deflect.
Yeah, yeah. The eggs this time, if you don't mind. You did really good last time with the eggs.
Anybody else coming down?
Dakota would be next. Oh, I'm sorry, David.
Yeah, you all can filter in for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not a closed set for sure.
Okay.
So when Dakota like comes down, or whoever the next person down is, like, and Riley hears them, she kind of turns around with like the spatula that she's cooking with and points. Weird fish curse.
Yes.
Think it was a curse.
He kind of shrugs. He's like, you know what?
Right.
I don't know. Probably. I gotta do some more research to see if there's anything on that side. I wouldn't be shocked. I met its spirit. It's not happy with us.
Logan and I are just adding it to the pile of things that are weird.
Ironically, I feel like that's the least of our weird things. The Umber's weird. And then he's like, so can you give me a direction on which way you ran? Like,
We'll play a game later.
Is it safe?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
you know what? I think I owe it to you. So yeah. Well,
It'll be a good exercise for us. Trust me, Dakota.
right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Do you need any? I see Logan helping. Do you need any extra hands or?
You can cut up some fruit.
Yeah. Where's the chopping board at?
It should, yeah.
Yep. So.
Everyone gets a task.
So yeah, I would start chopping up fruit.
So when everyone gathers, like when we get breakfast going or like done and bring Thea in, all of us. So what do we want to do this weekend? Like, Thea, do you have any more weird monster stories, or should we go back to the the lake. Maybe we should all do something together before we go back to the Chimera.
Says I can go pull out the box full of things that can't be explained.
I think the box might be a good idea, if only because, with Connor joining us now, it might be a good idea for us all to take some space from this Chimera thing and think it over for ourselves, reconvene on it later, when we're a little more separated from it.
Yeah, of course. She says she goes to her like little file folder box and opens it up, and you can see there's all these like little separators, and she starts like thumbing through them, and there's newspaper clippings and printed articles and all kinds of stuff in this box, and she sifts through and pulls one up, and she says, yeah, this one will probably do. And she kind of like opens it up, and it's a couple of articles about a club that got shut down. Just like in the middle of the weekend, got shut down, and it's been shuttered ever since, abandoned ever since. Apparently, there was some kind of incident, and police were called, and somehow things escalated, and management decided to just shut the club down. And she goes, "This one's kind of close by. It's north of us in Bellevue. It's called called Orion's Belt." And you see, it's just a nightclub. It's a like a couple of bars, a couple of dance floors, a balcony outside, and she says, I'm not. The description in here says that someone. The witness accounts were that it appeared that someone had like disappeared, like vanished in view of someone else. And a lot of times this gets excused as, they were stoned or high. And you read the article, and sure enough, they're like, oh well, this is the Orion's Belt is known for having a lot of drugs and rada, and they're already like kind of explaining away the occurrence by the reputation of this club. She goes, but they closed the club afterwards. So either the owner of the club knows what's happening, or knows well enough that they can't stop it from happening again. And so this is one that I've been kind of holding on to, wondering if maybe somebody could go take a little look at what exactly happened there. And this article is not too old. It's like about a month and a half old. All the little stories around it, around the Orion's Belt closing down. And I'm trying to think of other kind of factoids to give you. The person who disappeared was a young woman. The person who witnessed it was her boyfriend.
So when you say disappeared, like she just vanished into thin air, kind of disappeared?
Right. So that's where the article gets murky. Right.
Okay.
The quote that they put in the paper reads very much like he's saying he was looking at her 1 second and she was gone the next second. But the description in the article from the reporter is that, well, she, left. That she like clearly went to the bathroom. Not that she went to the bathroom and ditched on him, but like that she left the premise and he just didn't see where she went, kind of thing.
And they're also trying to explain a lot of this by drugs too.
Right. I mean, they say that, in the toxicology report, he had substances in him, hallucinogenics and things like that. They reference specifically that he had like a certain cocktail of E and shrooms in him. But they basically say that, well, he was high at the time, so he's an unreliable witness.
Okay.
And Thea's point is, normally I don't keep this kind of stuff, but the fact that they closed the club afterwards tells me that, well, there's something really going on here. Otherwise, you would just be open the next weekend. If somebody went missing, that's the police's problem. That's the boyfriend's problem at that point. The club would not close.
That's far too conspicuous.
Right, exactly.
Is there like a knowledge check, like a investigation or something, like, because I spent some time in the city, maybe I might know a little bit more. Like, I'm looking for like streetwise, right? That in Cyberpunk is like, is there a mechanic for that, or is that not a thing in this game?
Yeah, there's actually a streetwise skill, I think. Yeah, streetwise. You can roll your streetwise plus intelligence. What do you remember about that club, or what was the word on the street about that club?
Why am I not seeing?
Can I also do that, because the drug scene?
Yep.
The drug scene sort of seems like a thing.
Yep. Yeah, it seems like something that you might know something about.
Yep. What do you want me to roll? I'm sorry.
So it's under talent streetwise. So streetwise plus intelligence to, like, what do you recall? What do you remember about the scene up in Bellevue, or just generally about all that stuff? Okay, 1 success for Dakota. Nice. So what you would know about this is that, oh, cool, yeah, you both have a success. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so Riley, you know that the concoction that they're talking about is really like stemming from the hippie scene out here, of like of trying to like enhance certain experiences and that kind of thing to open your mind up to more enlightenment kind of thing. And there's all kinds of various explanations for what it's doing and that kind of thing. But Riley's keying off of the cocktail that they mentioned is like, oh yeah, there's like a whole group of people who do this. It's a whole like subculture out here that does that specific thing, and then they go and like sit quietly or go clubbing or whatever. But it's a very specific subculture that gets involved with that. And then Casey, Dakota, you kind of knowing like the kind of the underbelly of the scene and all that kind of stuff. Bellevue is a suburb, right? And the suburb out here is ruled by there's a gang that kind of owns Bellevue. And so if there's drugs being moved, it's being moved by that gang. At least all the hard drugs and stuff like that, like the ecstasy would have been moved by them in that territory. So you would kind of know like what group is out that way. And we'll call them the I'll make up something here. Call them the it's maybe like the Blue Boys. Yeah, that'll work for me. So these guys call themselves the Blue Boys. They're ethnically Korean, typically. But yeah.
So Dakota be like, so like one of my buddies who does some street art with me, he's got a cousin that knows the gang down there, the Blue Boys. If it has to do anything with that, I mean, I heard they're a pretty nasty group. Hard drugs, that kind of stuff. So
that might give us an in at least, and see if the boyfriend was a regular customer and it was him and his girlfriend, if they regularly had a dealer they went to go see. Dave, if I wanted to do a little searching about any more rumors that were surrounding the club itself? Would that be like computer investigation if I wanted to search what was on the web, or
Not really computer. Let's see here. Let me pull up my little handy dandy NPC character sheet. So you're probably looking for just straight investigation
okay,
plus I'm gonna give it
Yeah.
intelligence as well. Investigation
okay,
plus intelligence to kind of dig through. Oh, whoops. Okay, we got some cameras shuffled. They'll get fixed again, I'm sure. But yeah, so investigation plus intelligence to kind of dig through public records, websites, articles, that kind of thing. Oh, anything you can get from an internet connection out here.
all right. Let's see how this works.
Nice. So yeah, you dig into a little bit. You know, uh, this club itself, the Orion's Belt, only has the one instance of a disappearance. However, there used to be a club here. Before it was Orion's Belt, it was another club called oh, call it the back room, and it was more of a lounge back then. The back room was, and it has a disappearance on its record.
Okay.
And
So,
then it got after that disappearance at the lounge, it got shuttered very briefly, rebranded, all of that kind of stuff as the Orion's Belt.
so Ryan's belt had the disappearance, and then the backroom lounge had a disappearance.
Yeah, and after the back room had its deal, it rebranded itself as Orion's Belt,
Right.
and now it's just shuttered. There's no apparently no construction going on or any of that kind of stuff.
Gotcha. Okay.
And real quick, Katrina, it seems like you had some audio issues. We can pick you up to speed real quick.
I should be fine.
Okay.
Yeah. My entire Wi-Fi went down.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Well, I'm glad it's back.
So
So do we want to head there now?
You check out the club first. Is that what you think?
I'm good with that.
yeah, I mean,
Okay.
and then how long ago was this again? Out of character, how long ago?
The latest disappearance was like a month and several days ago. So like maybe a month and a week, maybe a month and 2 weeks. So it's a relatively recent occurrence.
And the last disappearance was how many years?
That would have been like back when it was the back room. That was probably like 3 years ago that disappearance happened.
Okay.
Did the records turn up that if it was separate owners, or it's been maintained one owner the entire time, Dave?
What you found are like with one success, what you found were newspaper articles that didn't really get too deep into like who owns the club or any of that kind of stuff.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Cool. Well, let's Scooby Doo it up.
All right, fair enough. So yeah, you all get into vehicles and head up to Bellevue to where this place is at, and you get there. It's like so there's this Highway 405 going north through Bellevue, and this club is in this part of Bellevue. The highway is elevated, and the club is it's on the ground level, right in the shadow of the bridge, kind of thing. It's a 2-story building with that patio I was talking about earlier is up on the roof of the club. So like think of it like first floor is nice and big with big dance floors and bars. Upstairs is another smaller bar and lounge area, and then that same area steps out onto a deck. So like half of the roof is deck and the other half of the roof is interior bar scene situation. And you probably have picked up some pictures online, like Connor, when you were doing your search for past occurrences. There's probably some like old photos of inside the club, and it looks like the upstairs lounge kind of looks down on one of the dance floors and then steps out into the patio area. From the
Gotcha.
patio area, there's stairs down into the other exits for this club, so you can kind of imagine there was kind of a loop that someone could walk through the place. You know, you could kind of like just keep walking and end up in dance floor, and then I'm going upstairs, and all right, I'm in the lounge, and I'm gonna keep walking, and I'm outside, and I go down the stairs, and I'm at this other dance floor, and you could kind of do a circuit through the place, is what it looks like through the photos you see of the old Orion's Belt.
Okay, so the upstairs is kind of like an open loft space. It looks that is kind of like a 3/4 around opening up over the space, the first floor itself.
Yeah, so like yeah, where the interior portion is probably a little bit curved, sure. Looking down at the dance floor on the main level.
Gotcha.
And it has like its styling for Orion's Belt is very it's got like a lot of at least in the photos that you saw, it had a lot of screens, like just projector screens up that were all stretched out and oddly shaped, and it looked like they were doing a lot of visual effects in
Okay.
there off of those screens. Standard black dance floor with two raised elements on the main dance floor. Looked like there was a cage that people could get into, and boogie or whatever, and and it was and when I say cage, I mean like think like really wide prison bars. Like you could
Gotcha.
get sideways and get your way in and out of the prison bars, but while you're in there, you're like, oh, I'm in the cage, kind of thing. But there was no real door and there was no real imprisonment. It was just like, hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
here's our box where dancers can go, kind of thing. And yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else to describe that matters.
Sounds like a rave club.
Kinda, yeah.
Isn't Bellevue is Bellevue kind of a richer suburb, or
It is a suburb. It has kind of an upscale flair to it. By the highway is like lower property value, but like there's definitely some really nice neighborhoods over here in Bellevue. There's some really nice like shops and that kind of thing. So this club probably catered to rich kids with rich kid appetites and that kind of thing that didn't wander too far away from home.
okay, cool.
And that'd definitely be something Riley would know about that scene, right?
Yeah, it's just the rich kids that think that they're cool with their and their dancing.
Yep.
And then they get to go back to their McMansions and stuff is kind of what Riley would say in the car over.
Yeah. And you all get there. It is probably like a white exterior building with some um, black and red trim and around what would have been window cutouts. Those have all been boarded up, and you can see where the main entrance is, and that's all boarded up as well.
Did anyone bring a crowbar?
You guys could have a crowbar. That's not too difficult to imagine.
Maybe we shouldn't break into it during the day, at least noisily. Have you guys ever broken into anything before?
No.
Can't
Never
say I
had.
have.
I
Kind of
mean,
scanning. Like,
like Dakota's like, I mean,
Like-
train yards and stuff like that.
yeah. Okay. We should not like break into it directly, like during the daylight. That might not go over well, but I think we could look around it. And are there any other like shops or anything around here? Maybe we can talk to them.
Yeah, across the street is like a storage facility, like an air conditioned storage place right next to the club, and then on the other side of the club would be like a gas station, and then probably another bar on the other end of the club.
Um, I could look around and see if there's a way for us to get in without being too noisy. If you guys wanted to like go talk to other people, I don't know how y'all feel about that.
I'll go talk to somebody in the gas station. See if
Sure,
they might have anything.
I'll go with Dakota then.
Let's go.
Good.
And look,
Were you were gonna add something else?
No, I guess I could go to a different place if y'all are casing one place. You're trying to look for a place in. What's Connor doing?
Just I'll stick with one of the three groups. I'm not gonna do anything on my own. So just I don't like being alone. It's not doesn't feel great now that I've seen you guys. I just want to try and hang out with you as much as possible. So
Why
um,
don't you go with Logan? Is that okay, Logan?
Sure.
yeah, all right, man.
So Logan's gonna try to go to the bar that was on the other side.
Okay, perfect. So let's do the gas station first.
okay.
So Dakota and Karan, you guys cross the street. You've parked the car somewhere nearby, right? Maybe even in the parking lot for the club. It doesn't really matter. There's doesn't seem like there's nobody doesn't seem to care over this part of the town. And Dakota, you two you head over to this gas station, and it's one of those like self-serve pumps, and there's a little convenience store attached, and you get in there, and as you'd expect in any kind of convenience store, there's the soda fountain and all that kind of stuff, and there's an attendant standing behind the counter.
So I would walk up to the. Well, first it'd be like, "You thirsty?"
Oh, me? I'm all right. Why did you want to get something?
Yeah, I was just gonna grab something to drink real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
And be like, all right. So he would walk back and grab like I don't know a Mountain Dew, and he would grab like another one just in case. And then kind of he wants to look around while he's looking at that without looking like he's trying to case the joint to see if there's any like cameras facing potentially out towards the club.
Oh, sure. Yeah, so there would be cameras on the door and the pumps. But most of the cameras in the gas station are focused on like the property of the gas station.
Right.
So if there is a shot of the club itself, it would be like up in the corner view of one of the things. It doesn't look like it would be too useful.
Okay.
Because they're always worried about like who's hanging around the back of the gas station, and where did the guy who stole gas, which way did they leave, so they're really focused on like just the property of the gas station, not really anything outside of the gas station.
Okay. Would we have a picture of the girl who disappeared?
Sure. Yeah, there would have been a picture in the news about it. She was like some local girl from Bellevue. Her parents are, put up reward for knowledge of her capture or whatever, that kind of thing. So there would have been some kind of, if you have any information, please call.
Cool.
Excuse me, this line.
So before he walks up, he'd be like, "All right, so I was thinking about this, and Karen, I think we're gonna be private investigators." Okay.
Private investigators. Okay.
Okay. And we're investigating the disappearance of, and he'll point at this.
Yep.
Right.
Oh wait. So like, this is, by the way, like I would like to do a before we go into the gas station. That's on me, David. I'm sorry.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Car-
Very good.
I guess Karn's gonna kind of like squint his eyes and say, I don't know if we look the part per se. Tell you what, let me take the lead on the cover. We'll say that I don't know. We'll say that we're some kind of like supernatural or true crime show or something like that. I could BS around that, and you can use that charismatic character you have, and between the two of us, I'm sure we could get something out of whoever runs this gas station.
Yeah. All right, cool. Let's do it. So, like we walk up there. Fast forward, walk up there, and I put the 2 Mountain Dews on there.
Sure.
On,
Yeah,
on
and it's the guy at the counter. He's like gonna be in his like 40s. You know, unshaved beard. He looks like he's just upset to be there, kind of deal. And he guards both of you as you come up, and he starts ringing you up. It's like, need anything else? Smokes or gas or anything like that?
Karin's going to look at Dakota with a very sly smile and say, "Why, yes. So does the clerk have like a name tag or anything like that?"
Yeah, it's gonna say something like Edward or something like that.
Why, yes, Edward. There actually is something we need. We were actually hoping that you could tell us a little something about the place across the street where there used to be that nightclub. We heard some pretty spooky things went down there, disappearances and the like. We're with like a podcast you see called the Supernatural Files, and we're doing a little investigation on the place, you know. So
I would
we were
love
hoping.
I would love for you to do a subterfuge roll for me, please.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. So
Oh
let's
boy.
do manipulation subterfuge as you like
Okay.
kind of feed this guy your line
Uh-huh.
on what you're doing.
Okay.
Who is the best liar in the group?
Right?
I'm just
we
curious.
eventually find it.
Do I have?
Yeah, subterfuge is another talent.
I do not.
Okay, cool.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
Zero successes.
So you're kind of doing the thing, and he's like, oh, okay, yeah, you're after that reward money, huh? You're not the only ones to come by asking. But
Hold on.
but just cut the shit, man.
Okay, fair enough. You got me. Why don't you tell me what you know then, since we're here after the reward money. Definitely. Right, Dakota?
He just kind of looks at like smooth.
He's like, all right. So here's what I tell everybody that comes by asking for that. Pretty girl, she goes missing, runs off, whatever, who knows, right? All I know is that night they had her parents show up, there were cops, and then everybody just kind of left.
Well, what do you mean by left? Like,
I mean, the club had shut down that night, and it seemed like they were gonna turn that place upside down, looking for her, and I don't know. It just seemed like after a minute, people started getting in their cars, and the ambulance drove off, and the cops all just left, and her parents went home, and just seemed to have resolved itself. I mean, later on, there's the article and the reward money and all that kind of stuff, but
right? Yeah.
cops never came by again. Parents never came by again. I don't know what to say.
Damn, that's.
You don't find that strange at all?
I mean, if they found what they were looking for or whatever, I don't know, man.
So he puts a smile on his face, right? Dakota does. And he's like, all right. So You're telling me, my friend, that you didn't hear any screaming or see anything or.
Nah, there's just a bunch of drunks over there. I mean, you hear like hollering, but that's always just the crowd. That's just the scene.
All right.
He's like, quite frankly, he like bumps a display full of like glow sticks and all this kind of stuff. It's like, quite frankly, ever since they closed, I can't move this stuff anymore. So if y'all want to buy some of that, I'd kind of appreciate it. It's sitting on my shelf for a long time now.
How much is it?
They're like 50 cents each kind of thing. You know, I mean, they're cheap. They're cheap shit. You know,
Yeah, I'll
it's
take
gas
it.
station stuff.
We'll buy like 10 of them.
There
Why
you
not?
go. Yeah. Ooh, $5.
Right, and then,
Big spender.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Right?
For some of them.
And so I think what I'm trying to get at is like he didn't notice, like, I don't know, like, because Dakota knows there's a gang rolling here, right? And he's like, you didn't see any like gang members show up or anything like that, or
No.
he's trying to be he's trying to be calming also, like, so he doesn't like scare him, or because he knows these guys are bad news. He's trying to reassure him that whatever he tells Dakota isn't gonna get back to him.
Gotcha. Yeah, so give me your. I'm gonna do an expression on you. Give me your charisma and expression as you're trying to like impart to this guy that you're not gonna get him burned. Because that does matter. Like, would he tell you anything as soon as we start talking about gangs in the area?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, he says he kind of looks at you and gives it a beat to kind of make the decision in his head whether or not he can trust you. And he says, "Yeah, I mean, look, you see him there every so often, right? You see him going in and out, that kind of thing. But I didn't see anything abnormal that night when it came to them."
So it wasn't like they were there, like you could see that they were there, but like they weren't like there wasn't a large amount of them, or they weren't acting.
Yeah, it just seemed like a normal night for them. Looked like they were just moving, doing their normal routine over there. There wasn't like a crew, like they didn't show up with a bunch of cars and unload a whole group of people or anything like that. It was just, I mean, you could tell they were there because they've got that, that white Mercedes they like to drive. But it didn't seem all that out of the ordinary. I mean, they left at the same time actually as all the cops and everything.
Interesting. You wouldn't perhaps have like footage of that Mercedes in the past month, like license plate number or stuff like that, right?
You see his face kind of close a little bit. He goes, "No, I don't have anything like that."
Is it closed because that's too much? I pushed a little too hard, or is that? Okay.
Yeah, he was like, "I don't have that." And I'm not gonna give it to you.
Understood. Well, hey man, tell you what, I'll buy another 10 of those glow sticks. You've been very helpful.
Awesome. If you tell your friends, glow sticks for days.
Right. So,
good luck to you both. I hope you.
Oh, hey man, one more thing just before we head out about that reward money. A couple things. The reward money that we 100% like know about and that we're here for. Who was offering that reward and how much was it? Just in case things have changed since the last time I checked up on this thing.
Sorry, that's just great. I love it. Yeah, he kind of gives it a chuckle. It's like, okay, yeah, it's her parents, offering that reward money. I don't know, it went up about, I guess, 2 days or so after her disappearance. A couple of grand sounds like for any information that leads to her, leads to finding her.
All right, cool, man. Appreciate your help.
Yeah. Good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
And he just kind of watches as y'all leave. Let's go to the bar across the street. We've got Connor and Logan.
Okay.
So
Uh,
what time of day is it right now?
Whatever time we need it to be, late afternoon.
Okay.
Late
uh,
afternoon is good, so we're not here forever
Right.
waiting for darkness.
Right, yeah. And we can just fast forward to darkness. Whenever you're like, can we just wait for it to be? Yeah, it's dark now. Whatever
Okay.
you want.
Gotcha.
I mean,
All right.
I'm okay with us getting to the bar at a place where like maybe like the staff is like getting ready and everything, but like people haven't started coming in yet.
Gotcha. So
Uh,
like they'd be getting ready for like the happy hour, which would be like around 4 o'clock. They're getting ready for the 4:30 happy hour kind of deal.
Logan's plan is to go into this looking like he's trying to like see if they like have a board where he can advertise his business.
Sure.
And just like sort of ask around or ask for details from there.
Yeah, easy enough to do that. That's such a common request. I don't even make you roll. Like that's super. Like, people ask for that kind of stuff. So you go in and the place is unlocked, and you can kind of see some wait staff and bar backs like doing their thing, and somebody kind of notices you, and like from the bar, there's this woman. She's cleaning a glass. She goes, "Can I help you? What's going
Uh,
on?"
yeah, I don't want to bother you, but like, do you mind if I like post a couple of like flyers here? Yoga business.
Yeah, that board's over there, and she kind of points to like over by where the bathrooms are. There's some sort of like community notice board, cork board situation.
Yeah, he'll go over there. Uh,
So
listen,
while he's doing that, I go up to the bar. Afternoon. How are you?
I'm well. Are you drinking? We're not open yet. But I can, if you've got cash, I can serve you now.
Those are some of my favorite words to hear. Yes, I do have cash. What do you got on draft right now?
She kind of like puts her stuff down and hands the task over to a bar back, and she read you through the list of what she's got.
Yeah. So I just pick something. I'm like, all right, shot and a beer, and so just order that up, and
Logan will join you.
yeah, and whatever he's having.
Uh, just a beer.
Okay. Yeah, she sets that down. She goes, happy hour doesn't start for another little bit, but and she names the price, whatever it is,
Yeah.
and is kind of still getting her bar ready
Yeah.
while the two
Oh
are
yeah.
sitting there.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah. I know we're a little early. We just got a little thirsty, and decided to see if perhaps we could get something to wet the whistle. So throw down the cash and leave, a couple of dollars tip, and we're talking with her.
So, do you know what's going on with the place? Couple things over at the Shuttered Bar
Oh
or
yeah,
Club.
yeah. I don't know. One night, we're all doing business, and they had some thing go down. Sort of sounded like cops showed up and all that kind of stuff. Somebody went missing, I guess. And next day, we show up here, and there's boards on the doors, windows are boarded up. It's been quiet ever since.
Were you did you know the people who ran that club across the street? Did you know them pretty well? Were you guys
I
close? Or?
No, I never knew the owners.
Oh, okay.
But every so often some of their wait staff would come by and kind of nightcap with us or pregame really. Sorry, she says sometimes the wait staff and their people would come by here and kind of pregame a little bit before
Sure.
going to work.
Sure. Um, I, now how long have you been here?
I've been here for a few years.
Okay, gotcha.
And anything like that happen very often?
No, back in the day there was another club there, and then I don't quite remember what happened.
Uh, I'd like to do a thing.
Yeah.
So I have this thing called Truth of Gaia.
Yes.
I would like to use that just to see like how much of the truth that she's telling us.
Yeah. So read for me again what it does.
I
You have to
I
you have to
I would
roll.
I would roll intelligence and empathy, the
Okay.
difficulty equal to the subject's manipulation plus subterfuge.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. So go ahead and roll those things, and I will do her manipulation subterfuge roll.
Did I say intelligence and empathy?
Yes. And yeah, so she's kind of talking to you all as you're going through this, and you're asking some details and that kind of thing. And she's clearly familiar with the event, right? She's clearly she has some kind of information around the event.
Uh, difficulty.
Oh, my apologies. I didn't even answer you there. Just difficulty 6.
Okay.
Ooh,
3 successes.
look at you. Yeah. So you're sitting there kind of regarding her as she's telling you about this stuff. And there's information she's obviously not telling you, right? And with 3 successes using Truth of Gaia, there's it's like there's missing information. Like she doesn't know the information, but like you can almost see the expression on her face, like she's like, "That's weird. I don't know that," and would like fill in some stuff to make the dots line up, and then would continue on. And there's this like you catch it a couple of times, specifically around the older incident. Specifically around the older incident that she is really there's really like some murky stuff there that some part of her is not recalling anymore.
Tell me some more about this older incident.
Yeah, so she talks about how she says, yeah, so back when this was it was the back room, it's a completely different staff, it was a completely different scene. And we would go over there sometimes too, and there was a lot of, I don't know, like it felt very much like kind of the other bar in the neighborhood in a way. It was really cool, always had good music, and I just remember just that night, like I don't know, it just didn't seem like the place to be anymore. And we just stopped going, and the next day they were. I guess they were already had the new sign up and everything. No. The sign came like a couple of days later. Yeah.
When they changed from back room to Orion's Belt.
Yeah.
So Orion's Belt was open for a few years before this most recent incident happened. Then.
Yeah. It's been around for a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't notice a for sale sign. Is it just they're just not reopening, or?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they want to do with it. It's been like that for weeks now. And yeah, just closed up shop, and I don't know. Maybe they'll turn it into another club or sell it, or frankly, I'm not too sure.
When they closed, did you notice an increase in your business? Like a lot of their customers were like, "Well, hey, we're in the area anyways. That bar closed, so let's go over to this one." And like, did you notice
Yeah.
any?
Yeah, I mean, we had a little uptick for a while, for sure. Yeah,
Okay.
but we're kind of a different clientele, honestly. So,
Yeah.
I think they knew kind of early on that they weren't really fitting in here. They've probably found some other club to go to at this point, right?
Anybody that stood out to you? That any of the new faces that stood out to you? that seemed not quite like.
So most of the people who came over, they were all pretty young. But
Hmm.
there was this older guy. Um, I don't know. He was like kind of balding and always had like a white shirt that was open with like a big collar. Um,
Like he was a reject from the 70s.
he kind of had that like skeezy 70s manager vibe. Yeah, I think he had like a big gold chain
Yeah,
around his
yeah.
neck. Yeah. I only saw him the once though.
Just one time.
Yeah. Pretty sure I only saw him the once. And Logan, you're kind of reading on this and she's not hiding anything, but you can tell that she's really not super certain of when she saw that guy. But she knows that, yeah, he seemed like he was in that scene or with those people or something. And she, describes again this like, open white shirt with a big collar and, tight pants and all that kind of stuff.
Great. I mean, I think I've got all I need. I'm good to leave. Like as people like start actually coming in.
Cool. Yeah, and there are a couple of like folks getting off shift coming here to get their happy hour going on. Probably like a small group of dudes come in. They're all wearing like polos with some sort of company, you know, um logo on their shirts. They come in and go take a bar, or sorry, take a booth.
Um, so I said, "Well, it looks like some of your regulars are just starting to meander in. I won't take up any more of your time, but I will take one more shot for the road."
Sure thing. Yeah, takes care of you.
Gotcha.
Meanwhile, I want to check in with Riley.
Hello.
What is Riley up to?
Um, Riley is just kind of looking around.
Mhm.
This place to see if there's any easy entry.
So on the ground floor, there are 3 entrances on the ground floor. There's the main entrance, which is of course boarded up. There's a side entrance that leads to this exterior stairwell thing,
Mhm.
and there's like out there on that side entrance. There is like uh there's a fence kind of. It's a wooden fence that's deteriorating, and it's like recently deteriorating. Like you can see some of the boards starting to split away from the thing, and it's a low fence. Like you can stand on either side of it and see over it. But on the club side, there's like a bench, and then that stairwell going up, and there's an entrance right there. And then around the other side, opposite of the main entrance, looks like the kitchen entrance. Like you can see the old grease vat is back there, and the dumpster and that kind of stuff. And back there, you can see where like somebody used to shoot up. You can see all that, just like telltale like hypos are just kind of around back there. And there's some broken glass out around the dumpster and that kind of thing. And you can see the it's the main. It's not the main. It's the rear entrance door is that like full steel door, that like commercial steel door situation back there. Yeah.
Just on the off chances, if it's not barricaded, is it open?
Yeah. You give it a jostle and it's locked, but I don't know if that's ever stopped Riley before.
Well, Riley does have larceny.
Right.
So, but let's look around a bit more before we go picking locks.
Sure.
Can I get up? You said there's a stairway. There's like a
Yeah.
fire-esque situation?
Yeah, like you can get into that like wooden fence area pretty easily, hop that super easy. And then there's this stairwell that goes up to the patio up on the roof.
Yeah, let's do that. Is there anyone around? Like can
Yeah,
people see me from this location.
Yeah, you give it a quick glance. I mean, there's cars every so often, but it's not too tough for you in the like late afternoon to time it when there's just nobody on this side. Because like one way is the highway, right? And some like vacant lot under the highway, and then some businesses far on the other side. Storage place, they can't really see you. So yeah, you can time it pretty well to get up that ladder.
Yeah, let's
Or those
do
stairs,
that.
I should say.
Let's jump that fence and get up the stairs.
Cool. Up here is again another wooden patio. There's a bar stand up here. It's all been emptied out, and then there's a door up here on the roof that leads back into the bar. This door is like a wooden door.
Is it barricaded?
Yeah, you give it a thing. It sounds like it's locked, but it's not like the door won't budge. It's just locked.
Okay. Let's unlock that door.
Okay. Give me a dexterity larceny as you
Good luck.
work to unlock that door.
No mod, right? Is that-
Correct. Yeah, just difficulty 6.
Oh, wait, what? How'd I get a negative success?
You probably had a. Let me hover over this. You had. Okay. So this is just a straight failure. You had 2 1s, which would have put you into botch territory, but you had a success. So you don't break your tools or anything like that. You just are fiddling with it and can't quite seem to get the door, and you stop yourself right before you would actually like have broken anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bummer. Okay. Are there any windows or anything up here?
Yeah, there is a like you can see the air conditioning handler up on top of the roof, like above this door. There's an air conditioning handle up there, and you can see like venting and stuff that goes down into the building. And looks like over there, there's not really any windows up here, but over there on that roof looks like there's another like maintenance entrance or something like that.
Let's go there.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Scurry on over there.
Yeah, you scamper up on top of this roof, and from up here you can see around, right? And you kind of stay low just so that people that are on the street don't really like see some random person up on the roof of this club.
Right.
And you head over to this air handler, and there's this it's like one of those it's like a just a maintenance panel, clearly wide enough for a person to get up and down up onto the roof.
Is that open?
Yeah. So you give that a thing, and it looks like the mechanism for it is kind of rusty shut, but doesn't seem like it's like locked. It's just been stuck here for a while. So you give me like an athletics strength to pop this kid.
Athletics strength?
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
Yeah. Intimidation.
Any subterfuge? Can I?
Yeah, you can just lie your way past this maintenance hatch for sure.
I did it again.
Okay.
God damn son of a-
Yeah, well actually this one doesn't have any successes. So like you're trying to like open this thing, and like you make this like really loud like metal warping sound, like whoop 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 whoop, as you like are flexing this thing, and then you kind of stop and look around, and you don't see anybody looking at you, but like there's just that like I'm trying to break into a place, and making all that noise was not what I wanted to do.
Damn. Yeah, let's back up. We're gonna back away from that and go back to the patio level.
Okay.
Yeah, and then just can anyone see me from the street?
Yeah, you look around. You're elevated. You're looking at this highway thing, and like the cars on the highway can't see you because the highway's even higher. And yeah, it looks kind of private up here.
Cool. Can I change? So I can elbow in this door. Or
Yeah.
shoulder.
What do you want to change into?
Isn't there a middle ground?
There
That's
is. There's a
full?
middle ground called Galabro, where it's kind of like between the war form and the human form. It is a little harder to get into. It's a difficulty 7 instead of a difficulty 6.
And Krynos is 6.
Yep.
I'm rolling so well. Oh no, let's go Krynos.
Awesome. I love it. Sometimes you just got to do it, right? So yeah, you roll your, I want to say it's stamina plus primal urge. I can verify that, but I'm pretty sure it's stamina plus primal urge. Could be dex. Oh, yep, stamina plus primal urge. Boom.
Yeah, okay.
You can also spend rage to just do it.
Okay, I already rolled and failed, but I didn't know that rage was a thing, and I would have asked to do rage.
Totally. Yeah, you can just spend rage and boom, you're in your form. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And so yeah, you summon this like engine of hate that you've got. You turn into Krynos and you smash the shit out of that door. And you are in the club. Because there's no way like 400 pounds of hate can be stopped by some wooden door. Like you're in. It is dark in here. You can see just fine with your enhanced vision. And you're up at this bar level where to your left is bar. There's like little cocaine tables right in front of you, 2 seats to a table. Over on the right hand side is like a big plush couch with like a big high backed couch that's built into the wall with the with those like that pilling where they press a big button in and it's like big plush looking thing. And it's gonna be kind of a black and glittery thing over there. And then this over on the left hand side curves on around. You can see down into this this dance floor, and yeah, the light is kind of pouring in behind you. It's dark in here, but you can see real well as Krynos.
Cool. Let's go hunting.
Yeah.
I just kind of want to smell the air and just start moving through here.
Give me a perception plus primal urge as you are on the hunt.
I have to set things every time I roll.
I know. Yeah, it's kind of a pain. I wish they made it easier to attach the stat and skill.
Do I get anything from being in?
So the Krynos doesn't look like it gets any extra perception. The lupus gets a bonus to perception, but the Krynos doesn't. But in my head canon, you can see just fine, and you have some of that stuff going on, but it looks like mechanically you don't.
Okay.
Hey, there you go. 3 successes. Awesome. So it's been a while since people have been here, but it's also been a while since anybody's cleaned up. And so you're kind of on the hunt, and the things that you smell just in this space are sweat. But you also get like the distinct iron scent of blood.
Okay.
Like there's only so many things smell that way, and you know blood when you smell it. And so it's not up here. Wherever it is not up here. And you kind of look around, stalking around in your huge form. You can feel the floors like shift under your weight. Just how big and heavy you are. And you have to crouch because you're so tall up on the second floor. Not crouch, I should say, but you haunch, right? And you kind of move around. That scent is coming from below you.
Yeah, I'm going for the scent if it's distinct enough.
Sure. So yeah, you how do you want to get down? There are some stairs down. You can just like vault over this thing to get down. Okay, cool. So yeah, you it doesn't take you much at all. You whoosh, get over the railing and you land on the dance floor, and you can see like yeah, exactly. You can see some seating underneath.
And then I go on.
Yeah. Sorry. Um, so you can see some seating under this balcony that you were just on. You know, you just vaulted off this balcony, and there is seating underneath that. And you give it a hunt, and you can see the DJ booth over there. You know, right next to the dance floor, and it's coming from back that way. So you start heading over there, and
Mhm.
you get to there's this space kind of between the um, the DJ booth and a bathroom. Looks like a men's bathroom. Um, and like you smell, and it's like on the wall, right, right in front of you. So like bathroom to your right, DJ booth to the left, blank wall right in front of you, and that whole scent is just right here on this wall.
Like on the wall or like
Yeah,
permeating the
yeah,
wall?
you're like sniffing around. It's like on the wall, it's on the floor, it's on the ceiling.
Like can I see any like soil, like anything soiled or
Nope. Can't see anything. You can't see any markings of blood, but you smell it and you know that it's right here on this wall. It's right here on this floor.
okay, then I'm gonna look for a hollow.
Sure.
Like if it's something is hollow here to get in.
Yep. Yeah. You start to kind of feel around here, and there's this is definitely not the exterior of the building. Um, and give me a guess in perception and investigation. Trying to find your way through this. Hey, 2 successes. Good stuff. So it's not on this wall, but in the DJ booth, you notice that there's uh, it's like a, it's like one of the kind of like TV screen panels that's back there is on a hinge, and you give it like a bump with your fist, and the the panel like moves and just pivots open, and you can see into a back area behind the DJ booth, and it looks like a green room. Looks like there's some couches. There's a little there's a little glass table, coffee table right in front of the couch that kind of wraps around the table on one side, and yeah, it's not as strong, but it's here too. You definitely can tell that there's been some blood spilled in this room.
Okay. Before my curiosity gets me too much here, I'm going to backtrack to the big like industrial door,
Mhm.
and I want to open it, like carefully open it and jam something in there so that it's open.
Yeah, you work your way around the club a little bit. Eventually, you find your way to the back area, and it's like this. It's again darker in here, but you can see okay. Everything's black and white for you, right? You're on low light vision here,
Mhm.
and it's like an old kitchen. You know, there's the steel tabletops, and big deep sinks with the wand sprayer and all that kind of stuff. And you can see there's a refrigerator where they kept like probably all the whatever food prep and drinks and all that kind of stuff is over on the right hand side. And there's your door, your exterior door that's got the security bar on it.
Okay. I'll release that and open that door.
Okay.
Um, and leave it. Yeah, just put something in it so that it's open.
As you go to put your hand on the door to open it, you remember that you're still in war form.
Right. Um, my intent was that I wouldn't be seen doing it.
Right.
But if that's not possible,
It's totally possible. It's just you can't see what's on the other side of that door, and you're about to open it.
gotcha. Nope, that makes sense. I have common sense as one of my abilities. So thanks, DM.
The common sense merit. Every player should take it.
Okay, I will bamf out of that.
Okay.
And does it take anything to come out of that?
It would be a roll. I mean, this is something that is you have the time to take it, so even if it does take you a minute, you'll get out of that form.
Okay. Okay, I will do that, and then I will prop the door open.
Okay. Yeah. So you get the door propped open, and as you like exit that door again, this is the kind of backside of the bar or of the club, and you can see the bar that Connor and Logan went into is like directly across from you here, and then you can see over to your right is the gas station where Dakota and Karan were at, and you can see them leaving it now with like a fistful of glow sticks.
Yes, the glow sticks are very important. I will make a bit of a sound to catch their attention.
Y'all get the super secret pack signal.
Hell yeah. We're wolves, let's do it. Let's embrace it.
I love it.
And then once I know that they have seen me, I will go back in to the club.
Okay. Yeah, you see Riley calmly walk out of the back of the club. Looked like she found some rock or something and like kind of kicks it in front of the door and like I guess leaves the door and just walks back inside, right?
Yeah, like once I catch their attention, and then they'll just be like, obviously they're supposed to follow me in, like duh. Yeah, and then I'll go back, but I'll stay in the kitchen area for now.
Perfect. Yeah, so you all get together. I'm going to say that Logan and Connor, you kind of wrap up your conversation at the same time, and you all can meet back at the club. You text each other or whatever you got to do, and you all get back together in this back kitchen area of the club.
What you guys find out?
So our great podcaster over here.
Thank you.
Found out that it was it was a big hullabaloo. Like police showed up, ambulance, the whole 9 yards, but then they just kind of left. And,
right.
Yeah, like not the typical thing that you do when a rich white kid disappears.
Yeah. So the way that the guy at the gas station described it is that there was this whole big fuss where there were police and ambulances at the club, and they were all like looking for this girl, but almost as quickly as they all gathered, they all kind of like dissipated and went away, and like the club was shut down pretty quickly thereafter, and the whole thing just kind of like fizzled out. The guy at the gas station assumed that it was resolved, but apparently the girl's parents have got a reward out of a couple grand for anyone who offers information leading to finding her. But the way he described it is that like the girl's parents, along with like the cops and the ambulances and everyone else, just seemingly like went away the night she disappeared. So it's weird that they seemed so cool with things that night, but now all of a sudden, they're back out there looking for her.
Also, it doesn't seem like the gang might have been like, it doesn't seem like they were involved. It seems like operations as normal, right? And like they show up in like a white Mercedes Benz. So like,
tacky.
Tell me about it.
Well, I
At
mean,
least it didn't have chromies.
Well, I mean,
it might be a really tacky individual just
Yeah.
in and of itself. Talking to one of the people at the bar. She mentioned she remembered seeing some guy, big white collar, gold chain, like the worst reboot of Leisure Suit Larry.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, balding, just like something you would see out of a Halloween costume more than anything else.
But I
Oh,
don't think
did
she remembered when she saw him. She
Yeah.
sometime in between the last time the bar changed hands and that incident. Actually, it seemed like a lot of her memory was hazy about the time.
Yeah, definitely seem to be some holes in her story, and I don't know, something stinks, and it's not those dirty old fryers that were in the corner. There's just this definitely doesn't sit right.
didn't
What did you
Thea
find?
didn't Thea say that like when weird shit like this happens, like gaps are filled in or things are changed kind of for people that aren't like us? Could that something like that have happened?
You mean like they like rationalize it?
Yeah.
See, I was thinking because like it's not the first time I've run into somebody who was filling in their gaps, but I don't think it. I mean, the only thing I know that would have done that would be like seeing one of us. But if it was another one of us, wouldn't Thea have already, you know, known about them?
It would make more
Uh,
sense. But I don't know, like outside of a movie, is it possible to actually wipe somebody's memory? Without doing intensive
I mean, I know
psychopharmacokinetic kind
some
of.
pretty good drugs that would do it.
Well, yeah, I mean, outside of that, but I mean, it seemed like she remembered some things, but not everything. So whoever did it was maybe in a rush and just kind of like did a general like, don't remember all this. Like they're just kind of scrubbing some of the details, kind of like when you're scratching off the numbers on the serial number on a side of a gun or something like that. If you don't do it right, you can still detect it.
Sure, yeah, that very normal thing that a lot of folks do.
So I'm throwing it. I'm throwing this out here.
Like
Right.
podcasting. That's what everyone does.
Okay.
So like we've seen a lot of weird stuff, right?
Yeah, well, kind of, yeah.
And
I mean,
We are kind of weird stuff.
right. So what is the only creature that outside of us in fiction that we might be able to do that?
fairies.
Wizards, fairies, vampires.
Which
And
we
when Logan says that, he'd be like, "Right, the third one." That's like
All,
their
one.
all of them.
well, like
Are you saying vampires?
look, if there's werewolves, there's vampires. Like I know it's a logic leap. All of
Or
this
that-
is a logic leap, but it's a logic leap. But like this, we're in the kitchen, but but from the pictures that you showed us, Connor,
Yeah.
this thing looks like something out of Blade 2.
Oh,
Well, Riley,
Oh.
did you see any blood?
Well, I mean, yeah, well, no, but yes. Come with me. Yeah, come with me, guys. Vampires, really, Dakota? Come on.
we follow.
I mean,
Yeah,
is
I
anything
know. I lead them to where I found that.
Yeah, she takes you to this space, like between the men's bathroom and this like DJ booth, and is like, it's right here. And you're all just looking at this like blank spot on the wall. There's no discoloration or anything like that.
I changed forms to get in, um, so I was able to like smell it, because I was in a different form that allowed me to do that better. But there is a bunch of blood right here, and sort of in this room over here.
Anybody who wants to can certainly do a perception plus primal urge to try
I would
and
definitely like to do that.
smell what she's talking about got cooked.
Smell what the rock is cooking.
Okay.
What the rock cooked and left out.
And left out.
So perception, primal urge, and then Dave with wolf sight. It looks like I get an extra die for a perception roll.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. Yeah, Logan, good roll there. You do, even in Hamid form, do get a gentle whiff of iron over here. And yeah. Karan, you don't smell any of that kind of stuff. You smell oh god, what would distract you? What would be a good botch here? You smell like, I don't know, the hand sanitizer in the bathroom or something like that. That's like what overwhelms Karan's scent.
Where'd it go? There it is.
hey, Dave. So do I just put a 1 for the mod?
Yeah. Add
Okay.
add 1 into the mod slot.
Gotcha. All right. Let's see how we do.
I fared successfully.
Hey, there you go. Yeah. So wow, man, that's a lot of successes and failures. That's pretty cool. But you eked out a win there. So yeah, you also get this like faint note of iron in this spot. Like you have to be here at the wall, and you can just very faintly smell this scent of iron.
And nothing stands out on the spectrum as far as visually, like anything else that's standing out, like that it's discolored or.
Nope.
If I touch the wall, just like, is it like?
No,
Yeah.
yeah, you touch the wall and look at your hand and all that kind of stuff. Think of it like a darkly painted wall, because clubs do that, right?
Mhm.
And so like you wipe the wall, look at your hand. There's no blood on your hand or any of that kind of stuff. You know, any of y'all with like some investigation skill would presume that if you can smell it but not see it, it's at very least been cleaned. So much so that somebody who can see normally is like, I gotta clean this up. Right? So they cleaned it so that you couldn't really see it anymore, but there's still like lingering evidence that it happened.
Hey, is
And-
that a glow stick?
I was about to say so. I was like, can I hand her a glow stick? I was like, because I was gonna say out of character. I was like, I want to crack a crow to see if anything shows up UV.
Sure.
That's totally how glow sticks work.
You don't
but
get
you know
any
what?
UV because
Whatever.
they're not that good. But you do bust out like some purple glow sticks and some red glow sticks, and you like crack them open, and you kind of look around a little bit, and I mean, maybe on the ceiling you get some discoloration, and it's like think of it like like almost a Pollock situation, like a Jackson Pollock situation, like a big flick up on the ceiling. You can see like the faintest discoloration of a line and splatters along the line up on the ceiling there.
And there was no undercurrent, or at least not with the one success. There was no undercurrent of like bleach or ammonia or anything, right? It was just the iron.
Just the iron, yeah.
Okay.
Frankly, that stuff would have dissipated by then.
Okay.
Iron lasts forever because it's born in stars, but bleach and ammonia, that does fade over time.
Okay.
In my headcanon, I don't know. Maybe that's not true, but but the cleaning supplies have moved on, right?
We'll go with it.
So after Dakota's broken out this glow stick and kind of looked at the ceiling, can we all kind of like see this splatter?
Yeah. I think you're all here investigating. You're all going to be seeing and kind of come to the same conclusion that like something violent happened right here.
Could I potentially roll something with investigation to try and put together what could have caused it?
Totally, yeah. I guess like maybe intelligence or perception.
Okay.
And investigation. Either one kind of fits here, as you're like kind of piecing together the crime scene. You know.
Dave, can I give him a bonus because with supporter, like as we're talking this out and we're discussing all this information and trying to put this together, would that help?
Yeah, totally. I would say to simplify that, let's just give you a +1 die mod there, Karan. So whenever you put it out, just at the very end, after ability is the mod column, give that a +1 because you've got somebody, actively helping you, assess things.
Nope, 2 successes.
Sweet. Awesome. Cool. So, what you can kind of deduce by looking through this situation, um, it looks like somebody died or was deeply wounded right here. So much so that there was a lot of blood that ended up in this kind of corner of the club, and that gout of blood probably came from like an arterial exposure or something like that. Not like the fling of a blade, which would have left little droplets. This is like a spray of someone was opened and it, was pumped forcibly out of the body up onto the ceiling. And anybody with some medicine?
I have some medicine.
I got some.
Okay, cool. So yeah, let's do like any perception or intelligence. I guess intelligence and medicine to kind of like get the lay of the land on that one. Oh, Logan with 2. Good stuff. So this is probably like an aortic valve type exposure. Like a big artery was opened to the sky and it got one good pump.
Ooh. That's damn.
Okay.
That's a crit.
I
That's a big ol'
think I
crit.
did well. I think I did
Holy
well.
shit.
Well,
Get the person's ancestry with that? Like, do we know exactly who it was?
the perks of being a combat medic.
Yeah, right. So with 5 successes, gosh, I don't know how much more I can give you on that. I'm gonna say
Blood
that.
type?
Yeah, right. Blood type. How old were they? General heritage, please.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Their
no,
cholesterol.
yeah. You know what I will say is because you're working with like the scene of some sort of like exposure like that, you start looking wider, right, around this spot.
Mhm.
And it's rather gruesome once you start to piece together all the things. It's like the first shot got to get to the ceiling, but then everything else hit the wall and floor.
Okay.
Um,
So almost
and
like they were ripped open.
well, like with the successes of 5, I'll give you that it's not like they were ripped open, but like they were opened up and there was blood and
Right.
somebody was like, "Oh shit, I should like cover that with some hands." And so there's like this like area on the wall where it doesn't really go that much higher because they would have had something keeping it from going up again, so it just splayed out.
Okay, kind of like putting your hand over a faucet.
Right, exactly. And so there's like a lot of spray at this level down,
Okay.
and there was that one spray up, and then there's a ton just in this spot.
Okay.
So vampires.
Are there 2 kinds? I wouldn't know this, but with his successes, would he know if there was 2 kinds of blood, older and newer?
Right? No.
So what you're thinking, Connor? What are you saying?
And, my apologies. Last thing to say about this: this is the incident that happened a month and something ago. This is not like ancient blood you're looking at. This is relatively recent.
Right.
So from everything that we've put together, at least one victim who, as you were saying, definitely arterial spray to hit the ceiling like that. Somebody probably, not the attacker, came over to help them almost immediately, tried to put pressure on the wound unsuccessfully, and it was kind of like you put your hand over a fire hydrant with that amount of blood and pressure that's spurting out every second. And that explains a lot of the pooling that we see, the downward spray around the base area that's more towards the floor.
Can this room where the incident happened. It's between the men's bathroom and the DJ stand. Is there any other places in this hallway? Specifically, I'm like,
Yeah,
is there
actually,
anywhere where this body could have been taken where nobody would have seen?
yeah. So actually, let me broaden this out just a little bit. So you're at the like space between these two like landmarks in the room, but when you are standing at this spot, you look out. There's the dance floor. There's like tables and seating underneath this balcony that is all in line of sight of this spot where you're standing. Um, on the other side of the DJ booth is again that little entrance thing that Riley found that goes into a back area behind the DJ booth. But on the other side of the DJ booth looks like another bathroom, like a women's bathroom. Um, and yeah, so like where you're standing right now can see kind of the main dance floor and a bunch of seating and all that kind of stuff. So this is like an open air or an open room place. It's just this spot happens to be it's kind of cruxed between two things, you know.
So I asked Riley, did you go in that room, like pointing out the back room area?
No, I waited for you guys.
Okay, not a bad idea.
Yeah.
So Dakota cracks another glow stick and like tosses it in that room.
Okay. Crack like it's a flare or something like that. You crack some glow sticks. Like remember they're kind of crappy, right? They're not like
Right,
they're
but
not like they're like meant to be seen, not to illuminate, right? So they don't
Right.
give off tons of light, but you crack one open and
Are there strings attached to them? Like,
Like
do they have
like
like a
necklace glow
string?
sticks?
Kinda, yeah. Do they have those?
oh sure, yeah, like in the pack that you bought, there's like the glow stick itself and then some sort of necklace that you could attach to it to like wear around your neck and have a dangly, glow stick.
Do you want one?
I want 2, please.
Here you go. I think we got like 20 of them.
You'll buy a handful of glow sticks, which is
Yeah,
great.
like-
I may want more later. But right now I just want 2. And while while they're investigating, I'm doing something with the glow sticks. I just putting it out there.
Okay. How big is that room, Dave?
The little green room area.
Yeah.
This is like it's a skinny room. Like it's actually it's not very deep behind the thing. It's a wide room, but it's not very deep. So it's probably like 10 feet by 4 feet, 5 feet.
Okay.
I think 5 feet is enough to have like a couch and a table and clearly a path where you could like not end up on the table, right? Like you could walk past
Yeah.
it, but there's not much more room past that.
I'll stay out here for right now.
Yeah, so you're looking in, you're seeing the table and the couch. You're not seeing either side of the room. You're just really seeing the top of the table and the couch. And there's a little ashtray on the table.
I'll go in.
Okay. Dakota, you go in. Dakota dies. I'm just kidding. So you go in and it's again dark right in here. So you've got this glow stick illuminating it, so the room is like this kind of neon blue, right? This like hot blue situation emanating from your glow stick on the floor here, and on one end to your left towards the women's room is a private bathroom in the green room, right? And to your right is another door. Yeah, a thin wood black door to the right.
So Dakota looks around like, and he explains like there's like a private woman's bathroom or room.
Yeah, it's like a
There's
unisex bathroom. Like if you're in the green
Yeah.
room, you can use the bathroom here without
Yeah,
like getting
okay.
out to the people.
So there's another bathroom, and then what I'm seeing is like another door.
Well,
I'm gonna go to that door, David. The non-bathroom door.
Yep. Yeah, you go to the and when I say bathroom, like it's a bathroom
Yeah.
because
But,
it's open.
right.
Like the
Oh,
door
okay.
the doorway doesn't have a door on it. There's like a curtain thing that's been
Oh.
like kind of tossed to the side, and you can see like a sink and obviously like bathroom stuff in there, right? And like a stall. Um, and anyways, you you go to the other door and give it a jostle, and that
Mhm.
door is locked.
Cool. I'm gonna switch to. I guess I'm gonna do the same thing. Switch into the half human, half Galor, Galbro.
Oh,
I
Glab.
have
Good.
I have lock picks if you want. Or
Nope.
okay.
You shift into Glabro, so give me
Yeah,
a stamina plus primal urge, difficulty 7 to be a Glabro.
Do I just want to spend rage here? Probably not. What do we? I'm sorry. What do we switch at?
Under
no.
forms, it's the 4th tab.
Yep, but you have to roll it first.
Right. I'm sorry. Never mind. And what is it again?
Yeah, so in your dice pool, you're gonna do the attribute is stamina, and the ability is primal urge. Swap your stuff. Awesome, one success. Love it. So yeah,
Hey.
you swap into Glabrezu, or Glabro. My apologies, Glabro. And yeah, you're now stronger. You've got more stamina. You are ugly and not very good at manipulation anymore. But either way, yeah, you're this like now probably another half-foot taller, furrier, almost like kind of hairy guy. You could maybe pass for just a super hairy dude for a minute, kind of
Bigfoot.
thing. Yeah, yeah, you're starting to take on some bestial features, but you're not quite there yet. And what does that put your strength up to?
Question mark? Yeah, 2.
No, no. So what is your strength normally?
Oh, strength is normally and sorry. Go to where I need to go. Strength is usually 2.
Okay, cool. So you get 4. That's plenty to bust through. Oh, we lost somebody. Oh no, they're coming back. Okay. Oh man, I hope her Wi-Fi is all right. Is it your Wi-Fi
She's
again?
back.
Everything all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not
Okay.
Mhm.
So yeah, you bust through that door, and it's a stairwell going down. It's all dark.
Hey y'all. Found some stairs.
Oh shit. I'm gonna come in.
Okay.
So, do we want to go into the rabbit hole, or do we want to?
You see him this like really big thing, and like his clothes have kind of gotten a little bit bigger. Um, he's very furry. His teeth are extra pointy and kind of scary looking.
I mean, we gotta, right?
We're
Right.
here.
We found all these other things so far. Why stop here?
Cool. So I guess I'll take the lead.
Cool. Yeah, you start heading down, and it's like an L-shaped staircase. So you get to the first landing, and head your way down. And at the bottom of the staircase, you're looking at a kind of a thick wooden door that has this kind of like this like a like on the upper frame is the square door, but around the frame is this kind of wrought iron frame to it, and though the frame itself is like exterior wrought iron with some like uh, with like the bottom half of it has some twisted iron going up to a bar at the halfway point. The handle itself is this like white ivory handle, and you give that
That's not cheap.
you give that a twist and it's locked.
Do you want me to try and open it?
Yeah. I don't think this is one we should bust down.
Yet. I will try to. Can I pick it open?
Sure. Yeah. Give me a larceny. Hey, look at that. Yeah, you come up and whatever was going on upstairs is out of your system because you sit down, you pop out your stuff, and you're like, oh, this is like a really old lock, whatever. And you like
it's just 1 or 2 pins.
Yep. And yeah, you crack that thing open, and the door swings open into the basement area here, and there is like raw earth on the other side of this door, like a dirt floor.
Do I smell
I'll
anything?
Slide over out of the way so that I'm not.
Yeah.
In the way.
It's dark, right? You guys are in the middle of a dark club, down a dark hallway. There's very little light down here. So probably only the Glabro can see into this space. You see a dirt floor, and you can see like on the far end of this room, or of this like little landing area where the door opens, are like a couple of like banners that are hanging from the ceiling or a wall, and it looks like the dirt is like loose. Like if you stand on it, your foot would leave an impression in that space.
Fuck.
And
What do you see?
you get the scent of like, get the smell of like something sweet. It's tough to put a finger on it, but it's like almost like a burnt sugar sweet.
Well, I see banners.
Yeah, it's tough to see what's on the banners. You can just see the shape of the banner, because again, you're seeing everything in black and white or grayscale.
Right. And
We could see it in neon.
You could tossed in a thing. That's true. That's true.
Well, the thing that's making me pause is like, Logan, the dirt's like really loose. So if we step, if somebody comes back, they're gonna get a footprint. We have a way to cover that up?
I mean, if your foot doesn't look like a foot.
Fair enough. So I take one of my glow sticks, and I am gonna toss it in there. It's more of a, see if there's any booby traps type kind of thing.
So you just like put it barely inside, or do you toss it like all the way into the room, kind of thing?
I toss it like just far enough to maybe like towards where I see one of the outlines of the banner.
Gotcha. Yeah, so you kind of toss it towards one of the banners, and you can see as the glow stick comes in, you can all kind of see this. Anybody who's down here, right? You're kind of having to look over Dakota here. You see it land in the dirt and kind of kick up a little bit of dirt, and so like it's really bright in the room for a minute while it's in the air, and then it gets dimmer and then bright again as it kind of settles. And while it was sailing through the air, you get a really good sense of like this room is kind of deep. Like probably the glow stick doesn't really illuminate to the far end of the room here, But these banners are they've got like a symbol on them that you've never seen before. It's the same symbol on both banners, and you can see on either side of the banner, you can see this like you can see where the dirt was at one point. Well, you can see an impression of where a long rectangular object used to rest on the dirt. And that object is no longer there. Like you can see where like the dirt had like there's dirt on the ground and you can see an impression of a big rectangular object kind of nestled between these banners on the far end, and whatever that object was is missing. But you can definitely see there used to be something here in this room.
I don't think it was a coffee table.
It was not.
I feel vindicated. Like you just hear this kind of like, I feel vindicated. Kind of like,
What?
yes.
Let us end it here for our
I
evening.
wanted to step. Can we step in and look at what the banners are, please?
Yeah.
Don't do this to me.
No, I got
Thank
you. I
you.
got you. Yeah.
Yeah. So I at this point, because he's like, I'm gonna walk in. It's like, here we go.
Right.
I'm here for this.
So the banners are you get enough glow sticks to actually get like a regular color, so you can start to make out what the actual color is on these banners. And these banners are black and red. It's a black banner with a red emblem on them. It's not an emblem you've ever seen before, but it looks kind of like it looks almost like an eye, like a crying eye.
I'm gonna try and take a photo of this banner with my my phone.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, the room balloons with the flash of your cell phone camera, and then you've got a picture of the banner.
Perfect.
Do you save that to the cloud?
Definitely not.
Okay.
No.
Unless
Tune in
somebody
next episode when hunters come kick my ass.
Right.
I mean, if anybody's gonna
Hey,
stop Dakota, he's gonna take one of the banners.
Well, we're not getting there. We're ending with you all walk into the room, you see the
Oh,
banners,
okay,
and he's
okay.
taking a photo, and that's it. I'm not gonna.
Would you say that it's like a crying eye with that's kind of like a drama face? Like. All right,
I know where you're going with this.
I think several of us do.
Yeah. I don't know if we're gonna be going down that road.
You all as
Okay, I
player
will stop.
characters don't know what you're
Don't
seeing.
know.
No,
Right.
of course not. No.
No, not at all.
As an actual player, I have no idea what's going on.
Well,
Don't
I'll
worry
tell you
about
when
Yeah.
when we're off.
Yeah.
It makes it more fun that way.
Well, excellent. Everybody at home, apparently my players all know what's going on here.
Well, Casey.
Except for Casey. And yeah, we are going to end it here. We will be back in the month of December to uncover what's going on or what we can learn in this space.
Sorry, I have an idea for a rating.
Oh, cool. Let's get to that in a second.
Yeah,
So everybody who's watching, by all means, give likes, links, and subscribes, all that good stuff. Players, thanks a ton for tuning in or being here, guys. This was a lot of fun. Getting to like meet all of the pack for once, and then like go and look into a thing. This has been really fun to see how you all like take on the task of uncovering what's up. And folks at home, don't forget to go over to Jabroni TV on YouTube. Right, we gotta go to YouTube, give them some subscriptions. They're very close to getting their 100, so they get their like Jabroni TV name. Right, you gotta get that URL.
Wouldn't that be so much better than UCR72EVG?
Yeah, the junk that YouTube gives you. Yeah, that's all we need. Is just a better URL, folks. That's all we're gunning for here. Okay, everybody at home, with that, We're gonna call it. We're gonna go and raid somebody. Who is my raid target tonight?
So I put the name in chat. It's Alex Ward 777.
Oh, cool.
The reason I suggest this gentleman is that he plays in LA by Night, the Vampire the Masquerade
Oh,
game,
Yes.
and he plays their Nosferatu,
Oh.
and he is currently playing Bloodborne. But I thought that fitting.
Awesome. Yeah. So this channel is
How would you
for
find
mature
that fitting?
audiences.
Say
Yeah.
what, Connor?
Why would you find that fitting?
I did. I just did.
So maybe tipping our hand a little bit about what's going on, maybe not. We will see how it goes. No, dude, it's fine.
I'm sorry.
All the iconography of this game is incredibly like well known, right? So like I'm running into this no matter what, and it's fun. So folks, we are all gonna run over to Alex Ward, who plays various vampire games.
He
And
does. He's also an incredible monster actor. He does a lot of like a lot of horror movies or TV shows. He is an actor in those.
Cool.
Very nice. Very nice. All right, everybody. As always, have fun and play well.
May all your rolls be crits.
All right, we are out.
So